Happiest of Wednesdays to you. I hope you've been having a good week, and it continues to be. My name is Todd. This is the Reaction Stream. I've started this channel about 4 years ago at this point, and basically what we do is we react to member-requested videos off of toddreacts.com. If you too would like to select a video and guide the stream, you can do so. toddreacts.com. Season tier gets 2 video requests per month, and series tier gets 3 video requests per month. And yeah, check it out. Lots of great things on the website as well. If you'd like to check out some merch, certainly. Quality is guaranteed, ships worldwide. 15% off for members if you're a member of toddreacts.com. I'm wearing the hooded long sleeve tee, as you can see in front of you. I'm wearing the Heather Navy variety. Lots of different color options and very inclusive sizing. If you're ever wondering about, what size is this? Manufacturers typically have different cuts to everything. So, if you're a large for this, you might be a medium for this other company. So it's very tricky. So I do have a size guide on here that'll give you inches and centimeters, kind of give you a little bit more of a proper sizing, if you will. So you should be able to piece it together. As I said before, quality is guaranteed. You can see it down here. If there's a print error or visible quality issue, we'll replace it or refund it. No questions asked. Love to say that because, well, not a lot of places offer that. So I love that toddreacts.com does. I'm happy to offer it. I always point this out because it's so funny. Literally the first time I tried this on, I said it's so soft you could sleep in it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put that on the website. That's a pretty good selling point. This thing is extremely soft. Also, check out the accessories. These don't go away. So that was the winter collection that we just saw. These don't go away. These are here for the year. And I just add to them as interesting things pop up. I'm like, hey, this might be very nice. I'll just add it to the store. So the rocks glass is pretty new. Have a energy drink in it today. It is glass, of course. The phone cases are brand new. The tough cases, Samsung all the way from the S10 to the S24 Ultra. So quite a wide array of phones available there. And the MagSafe iPhone case goes from the 14 all the way to the biggest 16 Pro Max, I think it is. And I'll be adding those as new ones come out, of course, every year. Pint glass, of course. Soy candle, insulated tumbler, always by my side. I have the mint variety here. Tote bag, water bottle I use for work literally every day. Lots of great options here as well. So check them out. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy it. We will be having the summer collection launch in about, well, it says at the top, 69 days. 69 days remain for their winter collection. And then we'll be swapping over for the summer. Obviously, a little thinner fabric, so we're not sweating as much. If you're already there, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're at YouTube right now and watching us. I appreciate it. Over 13,600 of you have already done so, and I appreciate you greatly. So if you haven't done so today, either sign up for a YouTube account and subscribe, or just hit the subscribe button. Pretty simple. I appreciate it. That way, the algorithm will recommend my videos if you stay to the homepage, which I typically do as well. I know they do have this subscription page, which is super handy, and it lists them by, when they post from people you're specifically subscribed to. But I do find myself relying on the algorithm quite a bit. So by subscribing, it'll tell the algorithm, hey, if this person posts a new video, just throw it on the homepage. So you will definitely not miss a video if you subscribe. Over 1,100 videos of backlog on YouTube. It's been a busy couple years. Very busy couple years. So if you've never been to a YouTube channel, maybe you're watching live via Twitch, hop on over. You've got a lot to catch up on. A lot to catch up on. This is where all the VODs go for Twitch, if you're wondering as well. It used to be individual videos for every single thing. And now we do 5 videos per stream. It's just kind of a nice, easy way to condense it. I don't have to edit as much. Really, what's interesting is a little inside baseball. But you're out here recording. Maybe you're doing the individual videos. Every single individual video had to be edited and posted and uploaded, which took time, crazy amounts of time. So whatever time it took to record, either the same amount of time to edit or double it. Like, it is wild how much time it takes. This is why people hire editors and stuff like that. I obviously can't do that. And I've got to the point where I don't need to, which is super cool. So I'm very happy to, be a one-man band, if you will. Just playing one instrument. What's going on, Luke? Welcome in. Shout out to the mods, Luke, Jace, and Rocco Kitty. They come up with the informational links you're going to be seeing here today. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. And last but certainly not least, we do have a vibrant, that's a good word for it, a vibrant community on Discord. Certainly join. I think we're over 200 members at this point. I think it's like 212. I do have to look on my phone because for some reason, some odd reason, I just can't find it on the desktop version. I don't know why. 214 members in the Discord. Shout out to all of you for joining the Discord. If you haven't already, it's free. The link is available everywhere. It's a great place to talk to people that are interested in what you're interested in. It's much more dynamic than YouTube comments. I know YouTube comments can be kind of an interesting place, to put it mildly. But it never really allows for a back and forth much. So at least with the Discord, you can talk to people over long stretches of time, whether you're into, Zenunu or Angel or Heartbreak High, whatever you're into. You can kind of talk about it, any new news, or maybe, people go on trips. You could post those photos. Like, it's interesting, right? And as you see at the top, it does tell you when I'm live, which is super handy. So it has a little link here. And if you click it on your mobile device, it'll pull up the app if you have Twitch downloaded. And if you don't, it'll just pull up a web browser and you can watch the stream live if you feel like doing that. So that's a nice, handy way to know what's going on. And if you turn on notifications, it'll actually tell you exactly when I'm live, which is super handy as well. You could check out all the different fandoms currently being talked about right now. And if you don't see one that you're very interested in and you want to talk about, you can request it. Just come on up all the way to request a channel, channel, and just request it. And then we'll make it for you. So if you're really into something and you don't see it, just let us know and we'll make it for you. Obviously, members have their own sections as well. And the mods are in red color, so it should be very obvious. If you ever need to talk to the mods or whatever. So many different fandoms all in one place. Yes, indeed. It is a vibrant, dynamic, growing community. I love it so much. And it seems like it's been a big hit, which is awesome. I'm so happy. It's only been around for about a year at this point. It used to be members only, and I was looking at it and I'm like, this should be a vibrant, place where everybody can join, talk about stuff that they're into. Like, it didn't make sense to keep it closed off. So yeah, I opened it to the public and I was like, you know what? Everybody come in. Me and the other mods are always down to chat and help. Absolutely. Absolutely. Happy to be a part of it. Well, thank you. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Met Morella. Is that how you say that? I'm taking a guess. I'm taking a wild guess. That's what's coming across in my mind. You're that, or I'll just call you Eminem. That might work too. All right. So today we do have 5 videos, 5 wonderful member requested videos, toddreacts.com. Let's go ahead and pull up the first one. So today we're going to start with High School Frenemy, an edit compilation there. And then we're going to go to an Angel compilation, and then Heartbreak High, and then Formula 1, and then we're going to end stream with a PondPhuwin, I think it's TikTok compilation if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it is. So yeah, lots of different options here. I do enjoy the fact that it's pretty varied. So you might find something you like. You might be introduced to something you've never seen before, never heard about. It's quite lovely. It's quite lovely. I do enjoy the ebb and flow of the stream, because sometimes a video could be happy, sometimes a video can be sad, sometimes a video can make you think, sometimes a video is just mindless entertainment of chaos, and it's a beautiful thing. I remember joining when it was just members only, and you were like, what if I made it public? And me and Jace were like, well, if you need mods, we're down to help. 1 year later, the rest is history. Indeed, that is true. That is the discussion. I was just, it was one of those things. I was just thinking about it like, we should have more people in here. We should have more people in here. Make it kind of, this community space for us. And I do appreciate the volunteering for mods. My videos do all the above. Indeed. Indeed. A couple thirst traps here and there, just to keep things interesting and spicy. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the first one. It is Saint and Shin, High School Frenemy, entitled Hold On. The song is Hold On by Stray Kids. So there you go. Let's go ahead and get it started. I'm trying to think. You know what? Let me check this out first. That way I can get the positioning correct. Okay, yeah, we're going to need it positioned like that. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't TikTok compilation or something like that, because then we'd need to change the aspect ratio and all that stuff. But it should be good. All right.
มึงคิดว่าสิ่งที่กูยอมทิ้งคือโรงเรียนจริงๆนั่นคือที่อะไรมึงไม่รู้จริงๆ คิดถึงวันแรกที่กูเจอมึงอยู่ๆมึงก็วิ่งเข้ามาในร่มกูวันนี้นะกูนอนละกูบอกให้มึงไปนอนบ้านมึงจะมานอนบ้านกูเพื่อก็กูชอบบ้านหลังนี้ทำไมวะ
Whenever I see declarations of love, I always think back to Bad Buddy at this point. It's just ingrained into my mind. And of course, the classic Sleepless in Seattle. Is it Sleepless in Seattle or... I'm trying to think. Was it Sleepless in Seattle or... Yeah, it was. It was. Okay. I always get Sleepless in Seattle and You've Got Mail mixed up because it's both Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. But yeah, it was Sleepless. The rooftop scene at the end.
때까지 날 보며 웃던 이 모습이 아직도 많이 생각나. 괜찮아 라는 눈빛으로 마지막까지 날 다독여준 너니까. 그러며 작은 몸으로 내게 눈껏 달려올 때 형단 불빛만이 반기던 이곳이 어느새 가장 좋아졌어. 지금 당장 널 볼 수 없지만 언젠가 많은 시간이 지나 네 앞에 섰을 때 또 다시 한 번 더 내게로 힘껏 달려와서 슬픔의 감정에 깊게 붙은 불씨가 자칭 꺼지고 하얗게 남은 죄가 바람에 실려 불어갈 때쯤 네 이름 다시 불러볼게. Hold on, yeah. Just hold on, yeah, yeah, yeah.
กูรักมึง
내 마지막으로 걷어모치게 비싼 첼로 계속 흔들고 있던 네 손을 봤을까. 시간이 흘러 네가 지나간
กูก็รักมึงเหมือนกันไอ้ชิน
날 맞이해줄래.
รู้ปะนอกจากเรื่องฟุตบอลคือสิ่งเดียวที่กูแคร์เว้ย
또 다시 한 번 더 내게로 이끌어 달려와줘.
มึงจะเกลียดกูมึงก็เกลียดไปเลย แต่ยังไงกูก็รักมึง คนเดียวที่กูแคร์
Definitely appreciate the heads up on that. I saw it. I looked down and I'm like, wait a minute.
มึงคิด
This scene right here is what I was saying. This scene is giving me, why did you come into my life in the first place if you're just going to do this to me? Very... Do you think when I'm giving up his school? No, I'm giving up you. It's just like, oh, gosh. Why? Why did you come into my life just to do this? Oh, gosh. Heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Go ahead and throw that some love. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original. Go ahead and throw it some love yourself. Let me go ahead and throw that in the Twitch chat as well for those watching live. Oh my gosh. That was brutal. Brutal. Starting with a little bit of emotional scene. Like I said, ebbs and flow, We're a little emotional. Maybe the next one's happy. Who knows? But let's go ahead and find out more information here about high school Frenemy. There we go. If you were Shin, would you be able to forgive Saint? I just finished episode 7 of High School Frenemy and finally learned why Shin hated Saint so much, even though they were best friends. Shin's dream of becoming a professional soccer player was crushed by Saint, the person he trusted the most in the world, simply because of a rule that whoever leaves the Tsunami gang has to be beaten as punishment. I totally get it now. Just like all of you, I always wondered why Shin loathed Saint so much, even after Saint saved him and his family from the Dragon Fang. I'm assuming that's another gang. Saint ruined Shin's life. If I were Shin, I might be able to forgive Saint because of his recent actions, but we will never become best friends again. I will bury the hatchet along with our friendship. Interesting. This person says, it's pretty easy to not want to forgive Saint if you're thinking from the perspective of a normal person, which I assume most of us probably do. But Shin is hardly leading a normal life. Most people his age aren't getting into physical fights and being beaten up by other teens and adults as often as he does. Maybe deep down, Shin knew he would one day, too, be injured be too injured to play soccer because violence was the norm, and because he knew Saint so well, he wasn't all too shocked when he accidentally broke his leg. However, Saint and Shin's bond was one of a kind. That's why Shin was able to handle his leg being broken way better than Saint ditching him. In conclusion, I wouldn't forgive him, but I can understand why he would. Broken leg was just part of the reason why Shin was so angry at Saint. It comes from hurt more than anything else. I think because of their backgrounds, it's different. Shin was in the gang, so he has that history of violence too. Coming from similar starting points may make it easier to understand and forgive. As much as the broken leg hurts Shin and his future, obviously playing soccer or football, as it's known, it isn't actually the reason he's so hurt by Saint. Keep watching. You will understand. Saint and Shin's relationship is one of the most beautiful I've seen in a BL bromance. The kind of love they have for each other is beyond special. Series shows us how deep their bond is, or was. Let's see. The way Saint is stalking Shin irked me. Stalking? Whoa. Hello. I would never forgive Saint. He made sure that Shin could not follow his dream and take care of his family by entering professional football. I mean, it was not a little beating that Shin endured. It was total madness. It looked like manslaughter. Oof. And that Shin was also hurt. That is what I am told, that Saint left him. I would be glad if someone who dared to call me a friend almost crippled me for life. Good grief. Brutal. Severe over-the-top beating was not necessary at all. Good grief. This comment got me blocked. That's funny. No, that guy was too selfish, but I totally understand the characters and why he forgave him. It's not my life, so I don't really care. I can watch a series without taking it personally, but I'd never let a close friend of mine take back a toxic friend like that. That is a pretty good response. Short answer, no. Long answer, hell no. That's so funny. King Charlie from Heartstopper, hey, shout out Heartstopper, said it best, just because you say sorry doesn't mean I have to accept it. Like, I don't wish him ill, but I don't want to be part of your life. Good luck, babe. That's so interesting. Who is everyone's favorite high school frenemy character? I've seen some really interesting takes so far. I'm a Saint girly myself. I have the biggest soft spot for hyper-independent characters, and Saint is literally carrying the world on his shoulders, all alone because everybody, quote, hates him. Saint has absolutely nobody he can confide in his life except for Shin, who is too hurt to be his confidant right now. Really, Saint just needs a big hug and somebody to tell them they love him. He's too young for all this. It actually breaks my heart. Boy, how you are raised or how you grow up really can affect you deeply. Obviously, that's what therapy and all that stuff is for. But being in this life, what it sounds like being in a gang, I guess, and having to deal with that at 15, 16, the violence, everything like that is very difficult to move on from. Obviously, I have no personal experience there. I'm just speaking out of my rear end. But you would hope that with getting a little older, a little wiser, maybe it would just, you'd kind of grow out of it. But obviously, for some folks, it's too dangerous to leave the life, I guess. I really love Mark and View characters. View's definitely growing on me. always had a soft spot for autistic characters, so me loving Chadjen wasn't much of a surprise. I love a character who's a gentle giant until he isn't, and good Lord, Lord, does Saint hit that nail on the head for me? Shin is giving, I don't know what, but he's giving. Saint is very much alone. The kids from his school don't hate him, and he has some acquaintances, but he has no actual friends. Like, he can't go to anybody about his alcoholic father or how he runs an entire business to keep his family on afloat, I guess, at 19. And he's exhausted. Boy, that's a weird realization when you realize that, you know, the people around you don't really care too much about you, and they're just kind of there. At that point, obviously, the best thing to do is cut people off, which might be a little difficult if you're in a gang, obviously. Becomes a little bit more dangerous, but it is smart. It is very smart to reflect on who's around you. You know, are they bringing you down? Are they bringing you up? Are they pulling you up? It's kind of odd how the people around you can affect you in a lot of ways. You know, if they're bringing you down and dragging you down to their level, which, you know, I get it. We don't want to judge people too harshly, but when you're dealing with your own personal life, you got to. It is very important that you at least look at the people around you and try to figure out, are these people helping me or hurting me? It's tough to do. It is tough to do, but I think it's smart to do it every once in a while. New Year's is always a good time to reflect. We just had New Year's a couple months ago. It's always a good time to reflect. I always, you know, think about my life, think about who's in it, what I'm doing, what goals do I have, that kind of thing. It's always a good time to do that. So if you're looking for a date, I guess, to do it, it's a pretty good one. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a masterpiece. It's probably the best show GMMTV has put out this year. This was 4 months ago. The writing and acting is incredible. Skynani are exceptional in these roles. And I can tell you with all confidence that the main characters are totally in love with each other. Bromance is not bromancing at all. This is pure romance. Honestly, for a while, No BL made me feel emotions I feel with Saint Shin, characters' names. Their story is full of pain. You will feel angst every episode, but it's worth it. Especially when they have their sweet moments. I just scream and giggle like a little kid. And they are literally making love confessions every episode. Yeah, when I had originally seen edits from High School Frenemy, you know, it was made clear to me that it was a bromance. And what I saw from my eyes was, where's the line between bromance and romance? Because it must be very thin, translucent. It was a bit much. I was like, there's no way. Like, the line has been crossed so many times. Like, this is leaping over the bromance line into romance. Maybe they're just not very good at making bromance, or maybe it's kind of a new thing, so they're kind of figuring it out. But yeah, at no point watching any of those edits was I ever like, yeah, this is just a bromance. It feels like romance, so I totally understand this person's perspective. And they're literally making love confessions every episode. I'm crazy because I love you. You're the only one I care about, and much more. It's also very funny how all of GMMTV are shipping Skynani and asking for their own BL. They got very popular very quickly. That's pretty amazing. Especially the Thai fandom is obsessed with them. I really hope the company will give them something, but we'll see about that. It's one of those things where I probably wouldn't hold my breath, but be happy if it happened, basically. Obviously, here's just a bunch of stills from the show. what do we got? I've been thinking about this show all day. The next episode's preview, what's going on. This close to watching it because of all the posts I've seen. History said they were the best of friends. By the way, if you liked Weak Hero Class 1, I think you'll definitely like this one. The vibes are very similar. Ditto for a supposedly not BL. They sure throw I love yous a lot. Sky Nani. Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. I honestly and truly believe Saint and Shin are soulmates. Compared to how they were when they were separated, and now when they're together, huge difference. Practically shining. I would say that GMMTV intended to produce it as a BL without a kiss. No such thing as a bromance. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. That's a good way to describe it, I guess. It's funny, a couple weeks ago, I Googled where this was a BL or not and couldn't get a straight answer. LOL. After reading what you said, I'll definitely give it a chance. That's because there's no straight answer, or more accurately, a straight explanation. I didn't believe people before watching it thinking, oh, people are seeing a BL and everything these days, shipping everyone. And then I watched it myself. It's a love story. However you want to define love. And I haven't seen something this romantic with such great chemistry in a long time. I don't need them to kiss to feel that. Spot on. I, for one, don't need them to kiss to believe their affection towards each other. I simply see them as two individuals who are bonding over mutual trust, understanding, and love. That's why I'd rather call them soulmates. Relationship dynamics could be complicated at times, and I believe not everything can be defined by a single word or phrase. At the end of the day, this is a love story, and that's all I need to know. There you go. That's actually a very good post. They have more chemistry than certain ships in GMMTV. There, I said it. Well, there you go. I love it, especially the bike scene. Was that when he was slapping him on the head? The helmet? If you've watched Untamed, shout out Untamed. Chemistry and the angst will leave you craving for more. After 5 years, High School Frenemy is the only one who left an impression on me like how the Untamed feels. Wow. High praise. The setting is not my cup of... Okay, so this person's really into it, but the setting isn't their cup of tea. It's completely my personal viewpoint, but so as to not give any spoilers for people who haven't watched it, everything that's being shown in the series is on my nope list. Interesting. I just don't like watching all that, so being an objective viewer is out of the equation. And this is where I'm going to contradict myself. Everyone was talking about it being a romance and not a bromance. Get where you're all coming from. Also like that, but for some reason I am rooting for the series to remain a bromance. It's a break from all the obsessive BL-ism that's always on my mind. Any blind person can see that they love each other, and I'll be happy if they end up together in the future. But for now, in the present that they are shown living in, they are best left as friends. I might change my opinion in the future when I watch more episodes, but from the two episodes that I that I watched, this is my current stance, and just wanted to share it with someone. Interesting. Very interesting. Unpopular opinion, hot take incoming. High School Frenemy couldn't surpass School 2013, so this is the original version, I believe. Adapted from the Korean drama School 2013, aired in 2012. Okay. All right. Let's see. So High School Frenemy from Thailand, 16 episodes, 45 minutes each. My rating, 4 out of 10. Good grief. This is going to be extra hot. Adapted, from the Korean drama School 2013. Let's see. Two childhood friends who had lost contact due to a painful event for both of them, reuniting at the same school some years later. They had to start communicating with each other again. It was so heartwarming to watch them as they slowly rebuild a beautiful and strong relationship. Scene where Park confesses to Go the real reason for his anger was one of the most powerful and emotional moments, opening the way for reconciliation. All the students, though, played an important part. Each character had their own story and struggles, but through the series, they grow and learn to trust each other. I like the way that Go, even though he became president unwillingly, learned to take initiative and trust his classmates, and they all slowly understand that together they can achieve many things. I love the dynamic between the female teacher, who is empathetic yet firm, and the male teacher, who had significant character growth. I appreciated the open ending, as it symbolized a new beginning for both students and teachers. Okay. All right. Korean version earned an 8 out of 10 for me. Thai adaptation failed to capture these emotions. Couldn't bond with any of the characters. Homeroom teachers who supposedly play a big part in the series were unconvincing both in their acting and character arcs. Lacked chemistry, came across as cold. Instead of inspiring or guiding the students, they relied on questionable methods like threats, bribery, and even fighting. Interesting. Female teacher was weak, and all her ideas seemed wrong, consistently overshadowed by the male teacher, who often corrected her mistakes, disciplined the students because she couldn't, took control of situations. Also, there was no genuine connection between the teachers and the students. Watching Saint and Shin getting constantly passive-aggressive to each other was very frustrating. Couldn't feel any character development or bonding between them, just back and forth relationship with lack of communication is what they're going for there. Saint didn't make sense. One moment he desperately wanted to reconcile with Shin, and the next he distanced himself without explanation. Shin, on the other hand, was constantly angry, only to suddenly decide on episode 8 he wants to be friends with Saint again. Long-awaited scene where Shin reveals the reason for his anger was poorly handled. Instead of confiding in Saint directly, he tells the teacher first. So the scene with Saint lost its emotional impact. Despite that, the actors who portrayed them are talented. They look cute together and have chemistry. Well, that's important. That is important, at least. As for the other protagonists, their stories lacked emotional weight, needed to make viewers care. Frustrating to watch them bond with each other only through physical fights rather than meaningful dialogues. The repeated use of explanatory scenes, such as characters over-explaining plans or narrating events we had just witnessed, became tiresome. Sin and Saint also constantly repeated the same dialogues, discussing if they're just friends or that Saint's mother must not see them together. Got it, guys, but I just want to watch the plotting, not being explained to it the whole time. Oh, geez. I'm sure we've all seen something like that where it's like they talk about what should be inferred, like right on the nose, and it's just like, okay, at least have some faith in us to put it together. Overuse of violence was over the top, at times laughable. Every conflict seemed to escalate to a fist fight. Very educational, don't you think? One scene which particularly made me angry was when Shin's mother immediately slapped Saint after seeing him with her son. Regardless of the reason, it was shocking and inappropriate to show an adult hitting a child so casually. Some other scenes were also rather stupid, including Ken, a student selling drugs in front of his house, carrying all the drugs on him. Or the scene that both teachers negotiating with the drug dealer to pay off Ken's debt instead of involving the police, which followed by 20 minutes of fighting scenes at the final episode. Also, a drinking problem is very serious for a teacher to solve. It was just solve it with just talking with the parent and making him understand. Oh, geez. In the end, it lacked depth, authenticity, emotion of the original, repetitive dialogue, unnecessary scenes, lack of education, failed to deliver my expectations. Love to hear your thoughts. Interesting. Well, that's one take, you know. I haven't seen either of them, so I can't really compare which one is better, that kind of thing. This person's take is that the original is just so much deeper and better flushed out, I guess. Where High School Frenemy is much more fight heavy, is what it sounds. It's more Fight Club, less, less endearing moments, I guess. Emotional growth. Well, that's too bad. Obviously, we each have our own opinion. Maybe you love High School Frenemy and you hate school. I mean, that could be a possibility. Interesting. Yeah, the constant explanation of what's going on or what just happened would get a little old, I think. But who knows? Maybe the author of that was already too annoyed to really see past it. Who knows? But that was very good. That was a very good edit. It definitely seems entertaining, I'll say that. I don't mind fight scenes. It might be a little much if everything ends in a fight. I don't know if that really takes away from it. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. It is Angel Wesley Gunn. Those are 3 different people. What makes a good man? This is obviously from the show Angel. And What Makes a Good Man is a song by The Heavy. I don't know if I've heard that before. But let's go ahead and jump in. I think we can go full screen with this. Let's give it a shot. All right. Here we go. What I did, by the way, is I got rid of the noise gate on the microphone. I noticed whenever I moved away from the mic, it was cutting out the sound a little too much, where it almost felt like, as soon as I got just a little bit away from it, it just went silent. So I got rid of it. Maybe I'll add it back and just make it a little, more forgiving. But we'll see how it goes. All right, let's jump in. Angel Wesley Gunn, What Makes a Good Man?
Nothing in the world is the way it ought to be. I don't know what kind of man I am anymore. It's harsh and cruel.
And they're going to keep coming, and we are going to keep fighting.
But that's why there's us.
You got any priors?
I forget.
I know how to handle myself when things get rough.
Yeah, you're scary.
Stop that. What are you, Robin Hood? Please drop those.
Give me one good reason.
That'll be extremely dangerous.
Okay.
Oh, I've heard this song
You're going to pull
before.
that trigger.
Good call.
I wasn't trying to save you.
But you didn't.
The guys who send to create those diversions are going to die.
Yes, they are. You try not to get anybody killed, you wind up getting everybody killed.
Survival of the fittest, bruh. And right now, you're not looking too fit.
Just walked away.
No, I walked to my car and drove away.
Someone has to fight the good fight.
I was supposed to protect you.
I said I'll protect you. This is what I am. Deal with it or don't.
Make a bigger choice.
See, now I know you tripping.
Practical exit.
I wonder if anything ever really changes. Everything changes.
I'm trying to atone for 100 years of unthinkable evil. Newsflash, I never can.
Could never take it easy, not for a second, all right?
You can't see everything. You're just a vampire like everyone else. That didn't come out right.
I thought you were doing the right thing. I hear that can be confusing.
Maybe we should cut out his tongue.
Maybe. Perhaps you could lie on the floor and gag for a while.
Now you did it.
You want to be enemies? Try me.
I'm gonna have to get your lame-ass blood all over my sweet new suit.
I don't want to hear you scream.
Never give up,
You never will.
never surrender.
I mean, you feel bad. And you should. For the rest of your life, it should wake you up in the middle of the night. And it will. Because you're a good man.
I forgot how much action was in this.
Doesn't matter where we come from, what we've done or suffered, or even if we make a difference.
We're not running a race. We're doing a job. One soul at a time.
It's about the mission, bro.
Interesting. Oh my gosh. Number one, it's great to have people around you that can support you like they did. Have your back, etc. Especially if you're getting into some violent stuff like that. Jeez. Go ahead and throw that some love. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go ahead and check it out. Let me go ahead and throw this in the chat for Twitch as well. There we are. Let's go ahead and pull up some information on Wesley, Gunn, and Angel, I guess. There we go. Wesley Price. Here's a quote from Angel. You do what you have to do to protect the people around you, to do what you know is right, regardless of the cost. You know, I never really understood that. You're the guy who makes all the hard decisions, even if you have to make them alone. That is high praise from someone who's trying to make up for the fact that they were pure evil. Former Watcher, member of Angel Investigations, later an executive, Wolfram and Hart. Deceased, RIP. Wow, lots of different classifications there. Ghost, Human, Watcher, Liaison. Wesley was sent to Sunnydale by the Watchers Council to serve as a replacement Watcher for both Faith and Buffy after Rupert Giles had been fired. Prior to his assignment, his other encounters with vampires had been, quote, under controlled circumstances. As such, he proved rather inexperienced and handled himself poorly in combat. Giles did not take him seriously and tended to support Buffy's predilection in Wesley's place, despite the council's wishes. Wesley developed a mutual interest in Cordelia, high school student and reluctant member of the Scooby Gang. Flirtation would culminate in them dancing together at the prom, and a few days later sharing an awkward kiss. After this, they both quickly came to realize that they lacked any sort of chemistry. After his dismissal from the Watchers Council, Wesley styled himself as a rogue demon hunter and eventually made his way to L.A. in his motorcycle, where he was reunited with Angel and Cordelia. He began assisting their recently opened supernatural detective agency, Angel Investigations, contributing with his knowledge of the paranormal and the occult. Kept his firing from the council a secret from both of them, merely stating that after Buffy's refusal to work with the council, he'd have no opportunity to function as a watcher and thus turned to demon hunting instead. He eventually came to admit his truth of his arrival to Angel, then continued to assist in their following cases. As time passed, he grew a lot more capable and confident as of his time assisting Angel. Very cool. Also developed a strong brothers-in-arm relationship with streetwise vampire hunter Charles Gunn, as we saw. Being shot trying to protect Gunn and his friends from a police officer. He remained in a wheelchair for several weeks afterward. Wesley's path soon became wrought with tragedy. Oh boy. After the birth of Angel's son, Wesley became convinced by a prophecy that Angel would eventually kill his own baby. Ooh. Wesley betrayed his friends by conspiring with Angel's old enemy and kidnapped the infant. Oh, jeez. He ended up getting not quite decapitated, but close. I'm just trying to figure out a way to say that without actually saying it. Angel was nonetheless furious at Wesley for conspiring, of course, kidnapping his son. I mean, as most people would, I suppose. Wesley was ordered to never return, as no one could forgive the fact he had chosen not to trust any of them. Wesley then began a intimate relationship with Lila, an employee of the evil law firm Wolfram and Hart, who was trying to recruit him. That's what you call a honeypot, ladies and gentlemen. In an attempt to save Connor, Angel performed a powerful mind wipe that removed certain events from the collective memories of the world at large, causing Wesley to forget all of his memories involving Connor, and along with it, his betrayal of Angel and the group. Interesting. Wesley turned to alcohol to ease his pain. Oh boy. Ooh, this is like a slow descent into not good. Following his death, Wesley returned due to the standard perpetuity clause in his contract, keeping him working for the company even after death. What? Oh my gosh, talk about a nightmare. What's going on? We just did an Angel edit. Charles Gunn, quote, "I can't take it easy. I can never take it easy. Not for 1 second, all right? The minute I forget that, someone like Alana pays the price." Vampire hunter, member of Angel Investigations. I think we went over this previously, so I'm not going to go too crazy in depth here. Let's see. Gunn initially maintained a black and white outlook on life, with a particular prejudice toward vampires and demons. Despite his off-putting front, Gunn showed remarkable loyalty towards those in his inner circle, took up responsibility to protect them. After the death of his sister Alana, Gunn became increasingly self-destructive. That is unfortunate. Good grief. Appreciate it, Luke. Cordelia would make note of this, encouraging him to end his reckless habits so he wouldn't destroy himself. Although he gave the impression of being a gruff loner, valued his friendships and showed a sensitive side in his relationship with Fred. Plagued with insecurities, fan of Denzel Washington. I mean, who isn't? Who isn't? Combat prowess, high intellect, legal upgrade. Temporary vampirism. Angel, the series, of course, spin-off from Buffy, created by Joss Whedon, who we had a nice little conversation over a previous previous Angel video about Joss and his predilection for, well, I'll say allegedly abusive behavior towards the cast and maybe the crew. I don't know. But series details the ongoing trials of the vampire Angel, who has his soul restored to him as a punishment after more than a century of murder and torture of innocents, leaving him tormented by guilt and remorse. Works as a private detective in a fictionalized version of Los Angeles, where he and a variety of associates work to help the helpless and to restore the faith and save the souls to those who had lost their way. Looking at it on Rotten Tomatoes, 87% critics. Wow. 88% audience score. Dang it, that's high. That's crazy. 51 fresh, 7 rotten for critics. Wow, those are really good numbers for all. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. So season 1, 88, season 2, 100. And it looks like there's no scores for the rest of them. But that's very good. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Very interesting. It's not until season 2 that Angel finally begins to come into its own. Wesley had one of the most fascinating arcs of any character in the Buffyverse. Second season is one of the show's best. It's not just great television, it's great storytelling. Wow, these were all written in 2018. That's kind of interesting. Obviously, the show had been long over by then. Wow, Stream Elements is on it today, aren't they? Good grief. See where the Angel cast ended up 25 years after the spin-off series debut. Here's what the Angel actors have been doing since moving from Sunnydale. After 3 years of high school heroism, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 97 to 2003, brooding bloodsucker Angel got his own spin-off series, becoming a private detective, of course. Premiering on the WB, which doesn't even exist anymore, by the way, in 1999. Angel offered a darker and more mature take on Buffy's formula. Some even say the spin-off is better than the original. Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. The bot sniped him before I even had a chance to blink. Yeah, that is true. I finally saw it and I looked up and they were already gone. I'm like, wow, okay. I don't know. Maybe that Stream Elements bot got tweaked or something. All right. So David Boreanaz, of course. I'm just going to fix that to a permaban. Yes, please do. Please do. David Boreanaz scored his career-defining role as Angel, an immortal vampire cursed with a soul, who moves from Sunnydale to LA to help people who have lost their way. When Boreanaz hung up his fangs and left the Buffyverse, he stepped straight into another hit. Oh, that's right. The police procedural Bones. Oh my gosh, yes. That went from 2005 to 2017. Holy crap. Where his chemistry with Emily Deschanel kept things sizzling for 12 seasons, Boreanaz moved on to a military drama, SEAL Team, from 2017 to 2024, which ended its 7-season run in October 2024. He married a Playboy model in 2001. Wow, right after Buffy came out. The pair have 2 children. Wow. He really went on to just complete domination in TV. Like, that is crazy. To go from Angel, which was very successful, to Bones, which was very successful for 12 seasons. That is incredible. And apparently, SEAL Team lasted for quite a while, too. 7 seasons. Wow. What a good career. I obviously remember him from Bones. And it was pretty cool to have him in there as well. Charisma Carpenter, a.k.a. Cordelia Chase. After many years, Carpenter spoke out against Joss Whedon, as we talked about earlier, in 2021, accusing the showrunner of harassment. Quote, Joss Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions while working together on the sets of Buffy and Angel. She said in the statement, while he found his misconduct amusing, it only served to intensify my performance anxiety, disempower me, and alienate me from my peers. Disturbing incidents triggered a chronic physical condition from which I still suffer. It is with a beating, heavy heart that I say I coped in isolation and at times destructively. Good grief. That is tragic. Carpenter left Angel during the 4th season, returned for the show's 100th episode, joined season 2 of the high school noir Veronica Mars. Okay. As the new trophy stepmom of the infamous Casablancas family. On the big screen, she appeared in The Expendables 2010 and the sequel 2012. The actress has guest starred on Blue Bloods, Sons of Anarchy, which is a great show, Scream Queens, and the Dynasty reboot. Recently, she returned to her signature role in the Audible audio drama Slayers, a Buffyverse story in which Cordelia becomes the new Slayer. Oh, okay, so she's not completely done with the Buffyverse. That's interesting. Carpenter wed Damian Hardy in 2002, split in 2008, have a son. Then we have Glenn Quinn, Alan Francis Doyle, human-demon hybrid. Familiar to viewers as Mark Healy, Becky's boyfriend and later husband on Roseanne. Wow. From there, he landed a role on Angel. Struggled for many years with substance abuse. That's too bad. Died in 2002 of an accidental overdose at age 32. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's too bad. Boreanaz told EW in 2017 that he and Quinn became good friends during his time on the series. Quote, the unfortunate circumstances of his plight and his choice took him into a different direction, for which I was very oblivious to. But that was something that will always remain with me, Boreanaz said. I miss the guy even to this day, just a remarkable human being, and it's sad the way it happened. That's too bad. Oh my gosh. Appreciate the band there, Luke. Alexis Denisoff, Wesley Wyndham Price. Let's see. Introduced in the 3rd season. After Angel, had recurring roles on How I Met Your Mother, which is such a great show. Such a great show. I love it. It's so funny. I really want to watch it back. Whedon's sci-fi series Dollhouse, 2009. Whedon also casted him in The Avengers as a servant of Thanos. Wow. So he became good friends with Joss Whedon, apparently. Actor has since maintained his fantasy street cred on Grimm for 2 years, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for 2 years, and Legacies for a couple years. Oh my gosh. In 2003, he wed Allison Hannigan, who played Willow on Buffy. Wow. And Lily, of course, on How I Met Your Mother. They have 2 daughters. Wow, I did not know that. Interesting. J. August Richards, a.k.a. Charles Gunn. He said of working on the Angel set, it's a tough schedule, 12-hour days, lots of night shoots, but the tone of the set is anything but dark. David Boreanaz is an up kind of guy, which you certainly wouldn't expect from watching the show. You forget that he has a smile, but he does. Had recurring role as Deathlock on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., book gigs on Law & Order spin-off Conviction, legal drama Notorious, and the high school dramedy Generation. Amy Acker, Fred, a.k.a. Key role in the final season of Alias. Let's see. Found a home on Person of Interest. We've seen some edits of that before moving on to the superhero series, The Gifted. And then a recurring role on 911 Lone Star. Look at that. We've done a couple edits of that too. Andy Hallett, a.k.a. Lorne. Great makeup. That was truly well done. Truly well done. He was working as a personal assistant to Whedon's then wife. Really? Soon after finishing work on Angel, he developed a heart condition that kept him from acting. Oh, no. Although he remained in touch with the fans at genre conventions, he died in 2009 from congestive heart failure at 33? Oh, my gosh. Congestive heart failure at 33. Good grief. That is tragic. Co-star J. August Richards, 2019, said he brought so much to the table. He was the life of the party and made us all laugh. He was a beautiful man. Spike, which, oh my gosh, looks pretty much the same, obviously with some age. That's so funny. James Marsters plays Spike, punk vampire. Gradually transitioned from villain to hero on Buffy. Has been a genre mainstay on TV ever since, from the supervillain Brainiac on Smallville to a guest spot on Torchwood, recurring appearances on Caprica, took a major role in Hulu's Runaways. Interesting. He's on the podcast with Charisma. Vincent Kartheiser, a.k.a. Connor, who I definitely recognize from Mad Men. And also L.A. Noire, the video game. Pete Campbell in Mad Men, of course. Since then, he's had a recurring role on Hulu's Casual, The Path, Netflix's The OA, Season 3 of Titans, appeared in Alpha Dog in Time alongside Justin Timberlake. That was a pretty good movie. That was not bad. He married actress Alexis Bledel, who was also on Mad Men, if I'm not mistaken. Mercedes, a.k.a. Harmony. Addams Family Values. Snobby camper who looks down on Wednesday. Guest spots on Supernatural and Psych. Nice. Has not acted since 2012. Got married and said, I'm done with acting. Interesting. Interesting to see what people are up to. You know, some stay in the business, some don't. Obviously, I think, well, Vincent, who played Connor, you know, Mad Men was obviously huge. And he went on to some movie roles and whatnot, so that's pretty big. But obviously the one that really kind of took off, or at least stayed at that level, was David Boreanaz, which kind of makes sense. I mean, you're the main character, the main actor. You're going to get probably a bit more opportunities thrown your way. And boy, he nailed it with Bones. He nailed it with Bones. Great show. A bit repetitive, but overall, I enjoyed whatever episode I tuned into. I never watched the full thing. It was just one of those where if it was on, I would leave it on, and it was usually pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and jump into the next one. It is Heartbreak High. TikTok edits because this show is chaotic and underrated. This is a Luke compilation here. I do have a little warning beforehand, just to kind of let you know it's got some pretty dark topics here. May talk about abuse, drug use, and abortion, and attempted grape. Of course, YouTube's weird. It has words that it doesn't like to hear, and it can really limit the viewing of a video. So we just have to come up with ridiculous ways to say things. So grape obviously means minus the G. I always make notes, but always forget to send them. No problem. No problem. I'm glad we were able to at least let people know what this could entail. All right, let's go ahead and move this over so we don't cut anything off. I think this will be good. There we go. This year, the third and final season will come out. It wasn't canceled. It's just going to have 3 seasons. Good to know.
Right, so we're not eating them, right?
Wait, what?
We don't talk much, but I just gotta say I miss you. I hope that you're okay. I trust the letters to the holes in my butterfly wings. Nothing's forever. Nothing is as good as it seems.
Very nice.
When the clouds will iron out, monsters creep into your house. Every door is hard to close. Well, I hope you know how proud I am.
Sexually. Now that it's just us girls, I was thinking maybe we could discuss why straight men don't know how to wash their assholes properly.
I am really glad you stayed, Dana.
Daddy loves my plastic, and I break him off like chapstick. Picture perfect, snap this. I'm late for anal practice. I got clothes, body glitter running down my tits.
Oh my god.
Shut up, Spider.
This didn't get Dusty put in jail.
I said shut the fuck up, Spider. Emery, no.
Do we think that assaulting people is a good way of standing up for our friends, do we?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she'll do whatever you pay her to do. Not whatever.
Is that like the new cum lord ritual, or are you not okay? So you're confused?
Show is a mind explosion at times.
Trapped and frustrated.
I was gonna say top or bottom, but go on.
Zoe's gonna join you in here.
Oh, but Zoe sucks. Seated in becoming our new cabin mate. Congrats and welcome, Zoe.
My mom made me and my brother do Cub Scouts.
Talking about someone and then they show up.
Jesus, not rich.
Right. And the winner is Quentin Gallagher Jones.
How do you feel?
She doesn't even go here. Vibes.
Shut up. Abracadabra.
May you always have really bad dick cheese.
Mm.
We should probably get out of here. What have you done now?
Why are you dressed like a frog?
Why are you dressed like a frog?
Uno reverse.
Friends with a girl.
cool. Just kind of thought old friends or something.
Told me to try to be friends with a girl. So I did. It's great.
Yeah, this is pretty unhinged, honestly.
Go for it.
I don't even know what to expect next. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like it just gets the level just keeps going up and up and up. All of a sudden, it's Footloose. Saturday Night Fever. Oh, that was an official Netflix post.
I need to call him. No, where's my phone? He's flying already. He's gone.
And the winner is Quentin Gallagher Jones. She wasn't even ready.
She doesn't even go here. Oh, wow. What a storyline. Mm. Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining and saying that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you did.
I'm meant to be your mate.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt terrible during that. But it was one of those things, you know? I already had everything ready to go. I was just like, I just gotta do it. Appreciate it, Pokey. Thanks. Oh, jeez. These are some pretty dark scenes you're talking about.
Not working. Yeah. Kiss me. What? Maybe not. No, I don't get jealous. Why am I jealous? I don't. All right. I don't want to. Performative lesbianism.
I will say, by having kind of darker storylines, it does add depth in a weird way. You know, some of these topics or things can be pretty dark, and you're just like, well, why would they include that? It's just, you know, but it also kind of adds some depth to the characters. Not every character has to be a good character, right? Plus, characters can be redeemed in certain ways, so it kind of makes sense.
Lil Fate's album just dropped.
It'd be super boring if all the characters were just good.
She would never teach you, never see her with a different guy. Ever tell you different, then it's a lie. See, that's my down bitch. See, that's my soldier. She keep that bang bang. If anyone goes there, calm and collected.
Right. That is a good point.
A PlayStation gift voucher valued at $50. It's still a
I
lot.
want that gift voucher.
PlayStation gift voucher valued at $50. Oh my gosh.
Oh, please check the material. We are beautiful, exquisite jellyfish. Of course, they saw us. I love when Toxic pitches onto their flop era.
Oh, PlayStation and a gift voucher. Gotcha. I was like, there's no way.
We need to keep going. Zoe, my feet.
I was like, $50 isn't going to give you much of the
And I
PlayStation.
don't have my Invisalign here, so my teeth are gonna get all janky and fucked up.
I will say, the clothing is very colorful on this show. You know, pretty opposite to my wardrobe, where it's very dark.
At least you tried to.
I don't know what that says about me, but I just like wearing darker colors, maybe. Try not to stand out too much, I guess.
By the way, got you back to school present. Oh yeah, is it a dad?
Although I will say I've always appreciated 90s fashion. Those crazy pastel colors.
We cut. No questions asked.
No answers needed.
If it disturbs my peace, jog on, cunt.
Spider is one of the most hated.
15. All right, make it 20.
Hmm.
Because I like you.
Honestly, I find that more impressive when they're able to take a character that's hated and have a little redemption arc.
Can you keep me close? Can you love me?
Thanks for staying.
That's all right. You got me out of geography.
To be fair, geography was one of the easier subjects.
Such a trouble to my heart. So bad. Now I think I like white boys.
I don't like your vibe, man.
Yeah, get out of my space.
Okay, thank you, that's enough.
Oh, wow. Hmm.
From now on, we cut. No questions asked.
No answers needed.
If it disturbs my
Just
peace,
goes to show,
jog
love
on,
can
cunt.
kind of come from
Fucking
anywhere.
oath, sis. Self-improvement. Who needs it? I need you to tell me why I'm a shit boyfriend.
You don't get to be unsure about me. I'm the one who's unsure about you.
Wow. That is so cliche and also pretty cool.
cling to your papers and pens. Wait until you like me again. Wait for your love.
That's funny.
Also rude. Maybe she didn't see us.
Oh, please check the material. We are beautiful, exquisite jellyfish. Of course they saw us.
This is very interesting. Obviously very eccentric characters, I guess, is the word I'll use. It seems like everybody just kind of has their own vibe to them.
No, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. We're not the problem. We're bloody bisexual icons.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, our old people didn't fight for us to sit here and talk about people that are just blessed to have our attention.
You know what? From now on, we cut. No questions asked.
No answers needed.
You're not actually considering going, are you?
Could be kind of cool. They've got these international schools where you like ski and learn different languages and stuff. So
That's probably very expensive.
honestly, right now I'm struggling to think of many reasons to stick around. So
Well, fuck you very much.
Go to like a strictly skiing school.
Are you kidding me? You're political poison.
Are you just gonna ignore that?
Not actually brother and sister.
Yep, pretty much.
Nice. Real healthy. Brutal.
Oh, look at that Cosby
Probably
sweater.
just didn't say me.
Do you care, given what we yawned about over the holidays?
Yeah, about that. Can we just keep that between us? I don't really need any more drama.
As brutal as Bill Cosby turned out to be, I still reference those quite a bit because it's just, it is what it is. I mean,
Drama in my life.
You want a drama?
guy basically made those famous.
That bitch is like Eris, chaos, and strife. Just follow her.
Who's Eris?
Goddess of disaster. I'm really into mythology at the moment. It is sick.
Or worse.
If it disturbs my peace, jog on, cunt.
Fucking oath, sis.
Ed Hardy. Oh my gosh. Is Ed Hardy still a thing? Is it kind of like seen as vintage at this point?
Oh, Rowan dropped me. Amory is just sick of my shit. I know, I feel like I've messed everything up. Maybe a fresh start would be good for me.
Look, I know things
Fresh
have been
starts are always good.
really hard, but you should at least try to sort your shit out. Otherwise, you'll never know if you left because you actually wanted to or because you were running away like a little bitch.
Damn, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
Ant, chuck some music, buzz. Oh, about
Seriously, dude? What is wrong with you? What? I faint if I don't eat every 30 minutes.
Try not to get into too much trouble today. Okay, Dougie?
Oh gosh.
You leave for 3 seconds and she's already got a live-in boyfriend.
Jesus Christ.
Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he took it fine.
You can't just take down a few posters and be a different person.
Well, I also donated money to charity.
Which one?
Breast cancer. No, bowel.
It's definitely a lively group.
Box in the admin office, you know.
The one where you get a chocolate for a gold coin donation.
So what's the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
I dug them up and I read them. I didn't leave them out for the whole school to see. You weren't talking to me. I needed to know how you were feeling.
Keep it casual. No labels.
Yeah, well, if you love it so much, why don't you join us?
That looked like an important moment. Burning of a letter.
Tell me to go and I'll go.
Love you. Love you.
Oh, jeez.
Get fucked.
No time and place.
Your dreams.
You know, for as many fire drills that we did at school, you would think the school being set ablaze would be like a bigger thing. Never happened.
I'll see you there.
In fact, I haven't read many, school burnt down stories.
Schools where you like ski and learn different languages and stuff. Honestly, right now I'm struggling to think of many reasons to stick around.
Well, fuck you very much.
Apart from you.
You're pretty much like the only cool person at school, I guess.
Well, lucky for you, words of affirmation are my love language, so... Turns out I'm not everyone's cup of bubble tea. Not even those who birthed me. I reckon you're alright.
Make it 20. Only because I like you. And the only good thing about coming to this shithole every day is seeing your face.
Wow.
Listen to your heart beating, listen to the way you move. But I don't wanna talk about anything, I don't wanna talk about anything. I wanna kiss your eyes again, wanna witness your eyes again. I don't wanna talk about anyone, I don't wanna talk about anyone. Wanna sleep in your car while you're driving, lay in your lap when I'm crying.
Everybody sucks. Except us. You know how I feel about people that aren't us.
It's not. I'm not.
Then why can't you just leave her?
No, because I fucking love her, okay?
I'm sure we're taller another dimension.
It was set on purpose by someone, but got out of control. Oh my gosh. Good Lord. That is some crazy context.
No.
No, thankfully they stopped torturing each other years ago.
Is that when you went to live with your old man?
Actually, no. No, my mom recently decided that I was too much and sent me off to daddy prison for a bit, so...
Oh. Wow, sorry.
No, it's fine. Turns out I'm not everyone's cup of bubble tea. Not even those who birthed me. I reckon you're alright.
It's an unfortunate reality of a lot of people. He got arrested, obviously. Well, one would hope, right?
name, time, and a place.
In your dreams?
I'll see you there.
When you know, you know. When you know, you know. It kinda makes me laugh. Running down that path when you're good as gold. 'Cause when you know, you know. When you're old, you're old. Like Hollywood and me. The diamond on your ring. The soul that you bring to the table. One that makes me say,
Some kind of raider for when she's finally happy and you want to fuck with her?
It's not. I'm not.
Then why can't you just leave her?
No, because I fucking love her, okay?
All terms, you've been saying you're over the drama, you're over the way he's been treating you. And now what, you're in love with Malachi?
Yes, I love Malachi, I never stopped. And now he's gone.
Wow, that was incredibly intricate. Well, they've definitely been through some stuff, that's for sure.
Nice.
Shut up.
Oh, that's good. Get to see that story continued. Oh, gotcha. Dang, that's what that letter was.
Oh. Why are you following me, creep?
I didn't want you to be alone.
Or maybe I wanted to be alone.
Sure.
Mm.
Tell me to go.
Wow, you could cut that tension with a knife.
If I lose control, if I'm lying here, will you take me home?
Tension was.
Such a trouble to my heart. So bad. Now I think I like white boys.
That's very cool.
Maybe something French. Kept that one a secret, didn't you, baguette boy?
Oui, 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 monsieur, s'il vous plaît, petite miam. Clover blows in the fields, spring breaks loose, time is near. What would he do if he found us out?
Parlez-vous français?
She
literally ran into a burning building to rescue 3 people alone. That is impressive.
You're in love with Malachi?
Yes, I love Malachi. I never stopped. And now he's gone.
Secret, didn't you, baguette boy?
Oui, 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 monsieur, s'il vous plaît, petite miam.
You got a laptop?
I haven't heard this song in so long. And very relatable. Very relatable. Excellent, excellent compilation. That's a hilarious freeze frame. Go ahead and throw that some love. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw out some love yourself. Also, check out Luke's channel. Many more compilations to check out. Let me go ahead and throw that in the Twitch chat as well. Almost died to a snake bite. Jeez. That is not pleasant. I would not enjoy that at all. Not the biggest fan of snakes or spiders, for that matter. I did look up, by the way. I was wondering, you know, how many school fires there typically are. And this is, I think, U.S. Yeah, this is definitely U.S. stats. There's an annual average, estimated, 14,700 fires that require a fire department response at schools every year. So it's more than zero. That's for sure. It's definitely more than zero. But yeah, we used to do fire drills constantly. And I was just like, I've never been in a school that had like a fire. So I was just trying to figure out, why do we do this so often? Why is this a thing? Anyway. Heartbreak High 2022 TV series. Australian comedy drama television series created for Netflix. Soft reboot of the 94 series first screened on Network 10. Really? Wait, what is a soft reboot? New start to an established fictional universe, work or series. Reboot usually... What is a soft reboot, though? A reboot that shares some continuity, with the original series, but that changes the style, tone, or intent. Usually serves to allow writers more creative freedom, while mostly maintaining the same setting the audience has grown accustomed to. Okay. Interesting. So it's a little bit more freedom for the writers, changing the style, tone, intent. Okay. Series follows the students and teachers of Heartbreak High as they navigate racial tensions in Australia, high school romances, all sorts of teen angst, as we saw, of course. Premiered in 2022. The following month, it was renewed for a second season. That tells you the numbers were pretty good, I assume. Production for the third and final season began in November 2024. First season received universal acclaim from critics, while the second season divided critics and audiences. Interesting. Performances and costumes, which I did talk about. Costumes in both seasons were met with praise. Numerous accolades, including International Emmy Award and 6 AACTA Awards. What is that? Australian Academy of Cinema and Television Arts. Okay. 6 of 15 nominations. Wow. After a detailed diagram of which students have been intimately involved, is discovered graffitied on the wall of the school, all the students whose names were on it are forced to attend a new intimacy education course called the SLT, as you can see right there. That's funny. The map's creator, Amory, becomes a social outcast after taking the fall for its co-author, Harper, who has stopped talking to her following a tragedy at a music festival they attended. Later, Amory learns that Harper was kidnapped after the music festival. Wow. Cash, a mate of Harper's, who's part of Chook's gang, I think, or Cook's, helps her escape. She couldn't stay at Amory's house for support as she was busy, hence why she hates her. Amory and Harper make up, and most of the gang gets arrested. Quinny's relationship with Sasha would have lasted longer if Sasha wasn't so rude to her. I love how it says this section needs improved plot summary. So it's got 2 seasons so far, 16 episodes, so 8 each. Runs about an hour with ads, of course. But it's on Netflix, so it's no ads. Unless you... Wait a minute. Did they have... I think Netflix has an ad-supported level at this point, right? That is too bad. So Heartbreak High was an original 94 TV series. Interesting. Described as more gritty and fast-paced than many of its contemporaries, follows the lives of students and staff at a multicultural Sydney high school. The show is a spin-off. Wait a minute. So the show was a spin-off of a film, and then this show is a spin-off of the spin-off of the film. That is wild. The Heartbreak Kid. What is this about? 22-year-old Greek-Australian teacher who falls in love with her 17-year-old student. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Romantic comedy, 22-year-old and a 17-year-old. Oh boy. Based on a stage play of the same name. So the actress doesn't take responsibility for the controversial storyline. I didn't write it. I didn't direct it. I didn't produce it. I was a 19-year-old girl, and it was a tough job. I felt like I was an adult, and I was playing a very adult role. I probably wasn't that equipped to do it. I got through it, and I did it, but it wasn't my favorite job. She also pointed out that a friend of hers had recently seen the film and was less troubled by the age gap than the fact that the Nick character pretty much stalks Christina. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yikes. So clearly the actress was not too pleased with the storyline. She was probably just excited to be in something, right? Yikes. Yikes! Oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting that. Boy, that went down a weird rabbit hole. It's kind of the beauty of the internet, isn't it? You just kind of go and go and go, and then you find out you're at a very strange place. Ay, ay, ay. So I'm assuming the show didn't exactly deal with that, the old show, the 93 or 94 show. Pretty sure. Good Lord. Oh, yeah, they made him 17. Okay. Doesn't look like they followed the same storyline, which is good. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. They probably learned of that a little too late, maybe. Good grief. Wow. Okay, anyway. Jeez. All right, so it is 8 episodes each season. Oh my gosh. That's what it was called? I can't even say this. Oh, jeez. Last time Amory and Harper were together were at a music festival the week before. Students who appear on the map are placed in a mandatory class headed by the principal, an English teacher, as a result. Darren sleeps on the street after clashing with their stepfather over their non-binary identity and eventually seeks refuge at their father Peter's house. Interesting. Full cast of Heartbreak High, Season 2. Every main character and actor who appears. Amory, 16-year-old inventor of the map, is I guess what we'll call it. A journal that documents the romp around of the high school students. After a series of heartbreaks and betrayals in Season 1, returns in the show's sophomore run to navigate new stories along with her best friend, Harper, and new members in her circle, Darren and Quinny. As part of Amory's story in Season 2, involves running for school captain on behalf of the SLTs, while also dealing with the so-called bird psycho who has a personal vendetta against her. Harper, Amory's best friend and a known rebel. Story in Season 2 revolves around her PTSD from the wild events of the past year and protecting Amory from the bird psycho, tormenting the students of the high. Darren, outcast, vocal about the queerness within the confines of Hartley High, deals with the continued romance with Cash in Season 2, with both of them trying their best to prove that they are still soulmates and the chaos happening to their friends and the school. Quinny, Darren's best friend who embraces positivity amid the chaos. At the center of Quinny's story in Season 2 is her search for independence. While she initially struggles to adjust to a new semester, Bird Psycho's arrival gives her a sense of responsibility by devoting her time to catching the culprit. Malachi, rising basketball player and a new student who made waves in Season 1, gets back together with Amory in the beginning of Season 2. However, his feelings for Amory take a turn after he starts forming a close bond with Rowan. He also has to deal with his mom leaving for Switzerland and must choose whether to stay or migrate with her for good. Oh, that's why. Interesting. Weatherall's most... That is an interesting choice. Do you follow your mother to Switzerland or do you stay? I made the choice personally in my own life to go. I could have stayed. Yeah, could have stayed and gone to university, but part of me was just like, all right, parents are pretty much in my situation, pretty much a backup plan or safety net, if you will. And I didn't want to be that far away. I was, still pretty young and nervous and all that stuff about being on my own, coming out of high school. So I was very much, still quite sheltered in the confines of home, and being away from them and being like, I think it's like 1,200 miles or something like that. Being that far away from them was not acceptable at the time. Now it's fine because I can fly back and forth, but back then it was a little younger, not used to being on my own, that kind of thing. So it was too scary, frankly. Cash, drug dealer, Darren's love interest, starts Season 2 inside prison. Yikes. Eventually gets out to reunite with Nan and Darren. While he says that he is out from a life of crime, Cash admits that his past might haunt him one day, specifically his former mentor. Dusty. Hartley High's heartthrob and Amory's longtime crush. Troubling development, Dusty was kicked out of school in Season 2 and has since transferred to another private educational institution. Plays a significant role in the sophomore run, helping Darren with his confusing situation with Cass. That's nice. Sasha, self-proclaimed coolest person among her peers. That's funny. Helps Quinny in her quest to find Bird Psycho's true identity in Season 2. Then you got Spider. Spider is the school's resident troll, known for his hilarious yet annoying antics. Can't even say that. That's very funny. conspire against the school under the mentorship of the new PE teacher. Then you got Ant. Typical nice guy, yet he always ends up on the wrong side of the situation. Harper's new love interest in season 2. All starts with an unexpected hookup. You got Chuck, leader of a group known as the Essays, aka tough acting teens. Season 2, he returns to torment Cash after he gets out of prison, forcing him to join in another illegal job to make money. Oof. Got JoJo. Teacher at the high school, serves as a mentor of the SLTs, hopes to engage students with the importance of intimate wellness. Clashes with the new PE teacher as she tries to pacify man-hating women inside the school premises. And then you have the principal, known for her strict, no-nonsense attitude, helps Harper navigate her difficulties in life. Malachi's the only student not on the map. Headmaster mistook him for someone else, and he ended up there, but he stayed anyway. Interesting. Literally just arrived at the school and got thrown in. That's funny. Cash is a nickname given to him by Chuck. It's an abbreviation in terms of forms of the group home. Oh, child of an addict and self-harmer. Interesting. Heartbreak High, stunning depiction of being autistic. Skeptical of TV shows with autistic characters after such dreck like Parenthood, The Good Doctor, and The A Word. Can you really blame me? So I'm completely shocked to discover Heartbreak High. I wasn't expecting to see the best on-screen depiction of being autistic that I've ever seen, but the show delivered just that with Quinny, lesbian autistic character played by autistic actor Chloe Hayden. Quinny immediately switches into full-on research mode. She takes to the internet to research women anatomy in a sequence that many autistic people will relate to. At this point, Quinny is not explicitly identified as autistic on the show, but I recognized her as autistic right away, and I suspect many other autistic viewers will as well. When the school's biggest jerk teases Quinny about the genitalia comments, she strikes back with well-researched wit. This introduction to her character is both humorous and relatable. A few episodes in, develops a crush on Sasha. Girls go on a first date in a crowded restaurant. Scene is filmed beautifully, captures Quinny's confusion about where to sit, discomfort with sensory input, difficulty concentrating. Unsurprisingly, the date goes poorly. And later in the episode, Quinny reveals to Sasha that she is autistic. At first, she expresses skepticism, then quickly corrects Sasha, even adding a sarcastic comment. Eventually, they become girlfriends, both cute and realistically depicted. Sasha's well-intentioned but clueless. She's overprotective, sometimes fails to understand Quinny's perspective. Let's see. Quinny's relationship with Sasha isn't her only meaningful relationship. She's been best friends with Darren for years. Darren understands Quinny and supports her. At times, they act as a translator, providing guidance to other characters on how best to support Quinny. It's one of the strongest relationships in the show. Truly moving to watch. In the media landscape, which so often portrays autistic people as friendless, it is more than refreshing to see an autistic teenage character with meaningful relationships. Even though many autistic people are LGBTQ+, media depictions of autistic people have tended to be very male and very heterosexual. Show discusses topics I've rarely seen broached on TV. Can't wait for season 2. Heartbreak High season 2 gives its most underrated character a major glow up. Missy's friendship with Malachi and romance with Spider bring out her best qualities. Her dynamic relationships in season 2 show her strength, humor, and ability to inspire positive change. She had absolutely a position in the show, with her stronger elements being carried in season 2. In the first season, though, Missy's foremost role was being the friend of Sasha, as the two were paired up for a good portion of it. They both took Harper's side in the friendship implosion between her and the protagonist Amory, leaving the latter feeling betrayed after discovery of Heartbreak High's map. In season 2, though, Missy gets quite the glow-up as the series expands upon its most underrated character through her friendships and romantic relationships. Keeps Missy's best relationship while creating new ones. Missy being the only one to show genuine and selfless concern for his mental health, as her older brother Jai takes him under his wing. Talking about Malachi. His protective and affirming friendship is continued in season 2 as the new term rolls around. Two have practically become best friends, making a pact that nothing will get in the way of their happiness. Season 2 also gives Missy a new adversary in her cousin, leader of the school's celibacy club, Zoe Clark. Hopefully we get to know Zoe beyond her status as a joke character in season 3, if we get it, which apparently will. How did Missy's relationship with Spider start? Spider is established in the show as a student we've all known in our high school years, the cocky, disagreeable class clown who's really just a massive jerk. Shut up, Spider is commonly used for good reason. He's the most resistant to SLTs, and after perhaps because of Dusty's departure from school between seasons, Spider has found his way down a pretty toxic pipeline. Exacerbated by the insidious anti-woke PE teacher, Timothy Voss, Missy catches his eye. Naturally begin their relationship as enemies, not only because Spider is an even larger jerk than before, but because Sasha is diametrically opposed to him when he also runs for school captain. Romance starts with a game of Aussie rules between, I can't even say this, the two groups, when Spider finds himself completely dumbstruck when Missy is sprinting at full pelt toward him before kicking the winning goal. More than her beauty, Spider is immediately attracted to her strength and athleticism. At this point, they're still in direct competition, with snide comments going back and forth during a fundraiser, but that doesn't stop Missy from having a fantasy or two. Missy and Spider might be the best relationship of Heartbreak High's season 2. As much as the two try to resist it, there are mutual feelings which are taken further. Oh, she backs out of it, kind of, believing that this change in him is only for her rather than for herself. He spirals with the belief that no one will see him for the man he could be. Spider shows her that he's changed and wants to continue to be better. He rejects the old group. In return, he earns Missy's genuine affection. Interesting. Well, that is young life. I don't have to tell you that, but that is young life. Figuring out who the heck you are. Going down some wrong paths, of course. You know, maybe going down the right path and then changing your mind. Who knows? But coming of age stories are as old as time, and they're always entertaining. I don't care how, past that point of your life you are. It's still interesting. Right. It is, it's interesting because the older I get, the more I still find relatability with those stories. Now, it does feel weird. It does feel weird to watch teenage coming of age stories when you're well past teenage years. It feels a little weird. But, we all have those memories. We all have those, times in our lives we can look back on. So it is relatable still in a lot of ways. But I will admit, you do start to feel a little weirded out by it because you just start realizing, dang, time has passed me by. I'm no longer in that teen coming of age range, but it's still entertaining. It can still be entertaining and relatable and whatnot. Very interesting. Lots of different topics in that show. Something for everyone, I guess. Next up is Formula One TikTok Edits Compilation Part 5. Let's go ahead and change over. I think this is properly situated. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Let's jump into it.
What will your legacy be to Formula One?
I don't care. I don't need a legacy. I think especially nowadays the world is moving so fast. I don't think it will be
right. It's tough for people to actually do it well. There's been a few stinkers, to put it mildly.
And I can understand, I understood it almost right from the beginning. I understand Lewis Hamilton is 7-time world champion and one of the best in history is going to replace you at Ferrari. I understand. I also understand he was never going to be Charles.
There is so much pressure in this, it's crazy. I think one good thing about it ending after a third season is they won't do... Won't do a Riverdale and overcomplicate, yeah. Oh, jeez.
His mum used to cook us dinner.
No. I hate to go back to that Batman quote. Live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Where people can just... It goes on too long to the point where it just gets old. Or maybe they're out of ideas. Or maybe just the characters get very drawn out. And it just kind of loses itself. Because you have people leaving, people joining. Like, I can imagine an 8th season and they will end up having superpowers or time traveling. Right. At that point, they're just trying to keep the numbers up as they're in free fall. It's very rare that a show can end with the same amount of numbers. And then they just start grabbing for things. I have an idea. Let's kill off one of the main characters.
Stuck here like me, you're just thinking
Everything that I've heard about getting a champagne shower is that it's just sticky. But I guess after sweating for hours at a time, you're probably like, yeah, whatever. At that point, you're probably over the moon for winning. They're just like, ah, whatever. It's fun. It's tradition.
With George Russell. He's the nicest guy ever.
Nice. You're not good, you're not bad, you're just nice. I'm not good, I'm not nice, I'm just right. I'm the witch, you're the world. I'm the hitch, I'm what no one believes, I'm the witch. Let the needle you say, know your spine tattoo, know your shin, Maria, know the wet of the dew. It's not the warm illusion, know the crack in the plate, know the breath of confusion, know the starkness of slate.
This literally came up like this. Outstanding penalty. Let's try and make it 40 next year.
I guess there's people that review the race and add penalties. That's the question I have is, does it add it to your time in that race or does it add it to a next race? Take it easy, Luke. Good luck.
Got one of his socks inside out, so I think that pretty much
Break a
sums
leg,
up
as
our
they
day.
say. I think that's what they say. Sounds good. Enjoy the birthday. Have fun. Hey, what's up, Chase?
As the McLarens are side by side, and Oscar Piastri's going all the way around the outside with a bold and brilliant move.
Yeah, and I think we've got a confirmation there that Piastri has zero interest in Lando Norris's World Championship.
You know the love was X-rated, that's how we made it. Drinking hell balance of patience, watch how you take it. Can't keep no bitches, it's too dangerous. A big that's rated.
Part of me wants to know exactly how it feels to drive one of these. Because you gotta think it feels really different. Because it's got that much tire and ground contact. But also the other part of me is like, you would crash it.
Maybe the three of you together, because this is multiple world champions between Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, and Fernando.
You will for sure be remembered as a very fast driver, but also as a great guy in the paddock.
But like just he's chilling out, like a big TV in front. Hopefully some people around. So alcohol and it's like that. Would you ever want to go back to racing and you're like, oh, I'm pretty comfortable over here. Another beer, please. Did you enjoy your career? Yeah, I absolutely did. But I also enjoy this right now. I fully agree, Daniel. The annoying thing with Michael is nobody raced him. When Michael was coming from the back, it's like, oh, Michael's coming. Everybody would get out of the way from him. But, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's Michael gone.
Do you think it was that, or do you think it was the fact he was in a Ferrari that was so much
No,
quicker
but
than-
everybody has so much respect.
so he's got them beat.
Talking about Schumacher? That's so weird to see Marlboro advertised. I don't know if you see a lot of tobacco companies advertising very often anymore. It's kind of passe. I know cigarette usage is still pretty high in a lot of places, but wow, it's been almost killed in the US. Which is crazy because it was such a huge crop.
Is a big word.
Well, we're not friends.
And your old pal Daniel picked up a fastest lap at the end as well.
Thank you, Daniel.
If you could see now, you'd be proud. Though you think days you'll be. Your funeral was beautiful.
There's always something to fight for.
What's going on? What's going on? Cuckoo Baya.
On the streets of Monte Carlo. Kimi Räikkönen wins by 1 point.
At 1:46 a.m. on September 23rd, Daniel Ricciardo exited the F1 paddock for the last time as an F1 driver.
Yeah, the cockpit is something that.
Jace, I always look at everybody who joins a little side-eyed.
I got very, very used to for many years.
A little side-eyed.
And yeah, just.
'Cause I'm just waiting, you know.
Just wanted to savor the moment.
All right. Well, I hope you see you at Austin.
Thank you.
Oof, that is emotional. I'm pretty glad I turned off any links in the chat. That was a smart one. That was a smart move.
Lewis, are you a better driver now than you were in 16?
Yes.
The amount of pressure these drivers must have constantly is just, it's got to be unbearable.
I'm looking forward to getting on top of you later.
Try not to sexualize the road.
Wise man closes his mouth, madman closes his fist. Young man shows his age, judge man named his sin. Bad man don't exist. exist, no evil man exists. Good men don't exist, no righteous man exists. Sad men cannot cry in place where men can see. Never witness father weep. This old man thought it weak, but strong men don't exist, no undying man exists. Weak men don't exist, no just flesh and blood exists. But your mother will be proud.
Wow, that was a crazy fire.
I bet your mother will be proud of you.
I think every percent what I've experienced in my time.
Can't say it enough. This is a heck of a dangerous thing to do. That's what makes it interesting, right? The skill, the talent, avoiding crashes.
I've been driving since I was 10 years old. My dream has been F1.
Pack up your car, put a hand in your heart, say whatever you feel, be wherever you are.
See, I'm sorry.
You're the greatest thing we've lost. The birds still sing, folks still fight, the boards still creak, the leaves still die.
For me, it's embarrassing.
We'll be waiting for your love, but we'll all be here.
That is very true. Just normal driving stressful enough. Oh my gosh. Rush hour? Oh.
The cockpit is something that
So many times there's near misses.
I got very, very used to for many years. And yeah, just wanted to savor the moment.
Oh, it is brutal to watch the end of.
The potential. That shit crushes your spirit. It really does. It crushes your spirit.
It's pretty brutal to watch the end for a lot of these folks. You know, retiring from sport they love, they've worked for their entire life, and just realizing it's over. And it's weird because it's not like normal retirement age. So it's like you still have a ton of your life left, but you're retiring. Like, one that I constantly think of is, you know, Brett Favre, quarterback in the NFL for the Green Bay Packers and then the Jets and the Vikings. He just kept retiring, unretiring, because he didn't want to give it up. It was just one of those things. Like, his mind still wanted to do it, but his body was just crumbling.
The people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero.
And certainly towards the end of his Green Bay years, every offseason was just, is he going to retire? Is he not? Is he going to retire? Is he not?
They will hate you.
My brother just retired from the sport. It's been really weird for him figuring out what to do next. Yeah, absolutely. Younger brother's so weird to say he's retired. Yeah, that is weird. That's tough for a lot of people, you know? And of course, the norm is not being a professional athlete or being an athlete of any stature, right? So to get to a level where you're, you know, pretty high up, it's a lot of passion. It's a lot of love for it. You got to be in. You got to be all in. So it's kind of, I could just imagine, you know, whatever you would love to do, whether it's a hobby or something like that, you're really passionate about it, and then just taking it away and not doing it anymore would be so, you would lose yourself, kind of, because that was your identity for so many years. You'd have to figure out, who the heck am I? Because you're no longer, you know, Daniel Ricciardo, the Formula One racer. You're Daniel Ricciardo, the former Formula One racer. What does that mean? You know, what are you doing? There you go. The timing on that was crazy. But yeah, do you know where you're headed? Do you have any plans for the years?
Tactical brilliance! Carlos Sainz, the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix!
Formula One driver Jules Bianchi had died.
He was very humble and yeah, just a really nice demeanor about him. And you know, I had some nights out with him as well, and he was good fun. He was good fun to hang out with, and yeah, obviously he's going to be missed a lot.
No, I don't find it hard. I mean, anytime someone calls me Jules, so it gives me a flat smile on my face.
From my hometown, memories of phrase. From my hometown.
There's not many Formula One drivers, so it definitely seems like it would be losing basically one of your brothers in a way. One of a select group. Very elite.
Aston Martin is, everybody says they are super cool.
Yeah, because you got branded.
Characters and bad ones and heroes and bye-bye. I'm still the bad guy.
Felipe, Fernando is faster than you. Fernando is faster than you.
Giornata fantastica. Giornata fantastica.
Say goodnight to the bad guy. Scarface.
Hero Al Daniel picked up the fastest lap at the end as well.
Thank you, Daniel.
Do you miss each other? Do you miss each other?
Very, very interesting. Go ahead and throw some love on that. That came out 3 weeks ago, by the way. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some love. Also, check out the channel, as there may be excellent compilations in addition to that you might find interesting. And maybe you want to request it for the channel. Let me go ahead and throw the link in the Twitch chat real quick. And I didn't pull up any sort of information really regarding Formula One, but I am bringing up the driver standings for this season, brand new season. So, number one, we got Norris, 44 points. All right, let's make sure it's on 2025. It is. Okay. Norris, McLaren, Mercedes, 44 points. Then you got Max Verstappen in second position, 36. Red Bull Racing, Honda. You have Russell, Piastri, Antonelli, Albon. Lewis Hamilton is ninth currently with Ferrari, 9 points. Leclerc, Sainz. So there's only 19. That is not a lot. So to lose one to crashing is tragic. Obviously, if there was like 100, it would still be tragic, but it's not a lot of people currently racing. Here's what I didn't know. Apparently so these are the team standings. McLaren, Mercedes, 78 points. Mercedes, 57. So clearly Mercedes is doing very well. What does it mean when McLaren, Mercedes, and Mercedes Like, why is it that segregated or segmented, I guess? It seems weird. And then there's Williams Mercedes, Aston Martin, Aramco Mercedes. And of course you have Ferrari, Haas Ferrari, Kick Sauber Ferrari. Like, what is that? Is it the I guess it's just different teams within the same companies, I guess. That's kind of confusing. So if you could clarify that in the comments, I would appreciate it. Clearly Mercedes is running away with this thing. Like, good grief. I don't know if you would consider McLaren Mercedes part of Mercedes. I guess not. But, I mean, they're involved, at least. Somewhat. What the heck? You have Red Bull Racing Honda, and then you have Racing Bulls Honda. What the heck? What the heck is even that? Fastest lap award. All right, so there's been 2 races so far. Every Formula One driver is fast, but is the race winner really the fastest? Since 2007, DHL, which is a shipping company, has defined a new standard of speed with the DHL Fastest Lap Award. One driver sets the fastest lap at each race. The award will go to the man who sets the most over the season. Okay, so it's like a competition within a competition, basically. To win will require pure speed, something okay, that's just an ad for DHL. All right, so in Australia Grand Prix, Norris was the fastest, McLaren Mercedes. And then in China, it was Lewis Hamilton. There you go. So it's like a individual award as opposed to the team award. So right now it looks like a race between, well, these 4. Piastri, Russell, Verstappen, and Norris. Clearly, McLaren Mercedes is leading the way here. You got 1st place and 4th place for the team. And then Mercedes, 3rd and 5th. That is so interesting. Why the... Maybe because it costs so much money. You need to have, like, different Aston Martin Mercedes. Like, maybe... I'm assuming it's because the car costs so much money and the staff and everything, the engineers, that you have to have almost multiple people buy into a team. Very interesting. Huh. So there's the current season. What the teams said, race day in China, so this just happened. 7 hours ago this was posted. So Lando Norris, 2nd. Overall, a good result today in what was a very tough race with tire management required. I do think a lot of people were expecting a one-stop strategy, but the team executed it well to secure a strong result. Great points. We'll debrief the entire weekend to look at the positives and the areas we need to work on before heading next to Japan. Obviously, 1st place said it was an incredible weekend. Tires behave very differently to the earlier sessions in China. Interesting. Got the team principal there. So it was in Shanghai. Oh, March 23rd. Literally. Wow. Talk about topical. He also lost out on the pit stops to the midfield, having to climb back past a gaggle of cars. So really it is based on points. Obviously, first place gets the most points. But really you just want to end up fairly high up to at least get some more points. And then just work for the next race, I guess. Interesting. Question is, has it always been like that? I'm thinking back to like NASCAR. Have they always had a point standings? Like the oh gosh, what is it called? Oh no. I forget what the sponsor is, but now they have like point standings and it's like a season and then they have playoffs and I'm like, when did this all start? Or was it just individual races and you just tried to win as many as you could? Or has it always been point driven? These are the questions I have because I don't know. I'm not a avid watcher or fan, I guess. Okay, so on the website, they list the teams differently. Aston Martin is its own thing. Red Bull Racing, Racing Bulls, I guess that's another Red Bull team. McLaren, Alpine, Mercedes. That's weird, but in the standings, they show it differently. Isn't that weird? Yeah, they really kind of niche these in a weird way. Huh. Interesting. These are some questions I don't know answers to, but hopefully you enlighten me in the comments. I'd appreciate it. Let's go ahead and jump into the final video of the day. It is PondPhuwin Moments featuring Joylada Gang. First video. I'm equally clueless. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. But I do know this. There's only been 2 races so far this year. And I don't know. I guess it's anybody's guess at this point, but it does seem like if you're pretty far back in the standings at this point, you really got to step into it. Joylada means June dunk with him. Nice. Appreciate the clarification there. This was posted 3 months ago. Let me go ahead and switch this over. Actually, let me double check this because I'm not exactly sure if it's going to need the full screen or not. Okay. So it's not TikTok's. It's going to need to be positioned like this. So I want to make sure we can actually read the subtitles. There we go. Unmute it. That would be helpful. And let's go. Appreciate the follow. Thanks for following along. It's good. What's good? Pay attention to me.
นี่คือคนที่กูรักที่สุดในชีวิตกูโคตรรักมึงเลยแม่กูขอบมึงมากเลยนะเว้ยสำหรับทุกอย่างเฮ้ยทำไมมึงไม่ตอบกูอ่ะมึงไม่ตอบกูอ่ะซื้อเจี๊ยบ
Definitely feeling called out right now.
ลงมาจากเวทีปุ๊บเดินมาพูวิน
Not the receipts getting posted. Oh my gosh.
กูไม่ไหวแล้วกูขอเต้นหน่อยอีกรอบได้ไหมกูไม่ได้กูเต้นไม่ได้เลยกูขอเต้นหน่อยอีกรอบได้ไหม
อีอะห้องเรามีหมีนะกอดไหม
กอดชูวินดีกว่า
อร่อยไหม
โรตีเหรออร่อยไม่เท่ากินกับเธอหรอก
แป๊บนึงนะกูถามเลยเป็นไรอ่ะแบบแพรวพราวมากนะมึงคนอย่างนี้จริงเหรอชอบเล่นมุกแบบอยู่ๆก็เล่นแล้วก็แบบ
There is an art form to him, that's for sure. That's awesome. There's quite a few editors that submit videos for the channel.
Hey, Bon.
I don't mind it. Actually, I've been introduced to anime via requests for this channel. It's been pretty awesome. It's not something that I've watched on my own, but it's been something I've been introduced to, which has been very enlightening.
ซื้อเลยเดี๋ยวโอนคืนให้โอเคคืนไป
สแกนโทรศัพท์กันได้เหรอ
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
ทำไมหรอว่าทำไมอ่ะ
ไม่ได้ล็อกหน้าจอหรอ
คืนนี้คือไม่เชื่อหรือว่า
Okay, let's be honest. Let's be honest here. If you don't lock your phone, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just, it is what it is. I mean, you lose it. You don't want all your personal information out there. Like, no one should be walking around with an unlocked phone. That's crazy.
อยากรู้ก็จะสแกนได้แป๊บนึงไม่เชื่อกันเหรอ
I bet it is. I bet it is. Appreciate it, Jace. Thanks for the link. Just head to the website, and it should be pretty obvious how to sign up. It's on the first page. Just scroll down just a little bit.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh my gosh. Never a private moment. Caught indeed. The Rizzler.
ไลฟ์เป็นร้านโอ้โหเราไม่เข้ามากี่ปีแล้วไลฟ์เป็นร้าน2 ปีแล้ว
นี่นะจ๊ะเห็นปะ
อะไรอ่ะ
นี่แต่มันต้องอุ่นก่อนเวฟนะภูวินอันเนี้ยอันนี้คือพี่ยังไม่ได้เวฟต้องอุ่นก่อนแล้วค่อยเวฟแล้วจะบอกว่าใช่ได้ไหมก็สั่งมาจากลาซาด้าแล้วภูวินรู้ป่ะ
อุ่นก่อนเวฟพี่อุ่นก่อนเวฟไม่ได้ทำอาหารแล้วเดี๋ยวพี่ดูของผมมีทั้งเตรียมวัตถุดิบมีทั้งซอสมีทั้งอะไรมีทั้งกระทะมีทั้งพี่ทำอาหารไว้เลยนะ
One love psychology test.
Oh my God. Leftover rice microwaved is just... There's got to be a better way to do it. It's usually awful. It just gets so dry and crunchy.
Test took way more serious than it should be.
เพลงแบบเพลงเก่าๆแล้วก็อันแรกเพลงล็อกแล้วก็เพลงสากลเพลงล็อก
8 นาทีครับผม
8 นาที 1 คนละ
8 นะ
8 2
ด้วย
8 3
เราต้องนึกถึงใครสักคนหนึ่งก่อนใช่ไหม
ใช่
จริง
แต่มันเป็นมันเป็นใช่
พระอาทิตย์ขึ้นพระอาทิตย์ขึ้น เราไปกับแฟน แล้วเราถามแฟนว่าใช่อยากให้อาหารอะไรให้อาหารลิง
สัตว์ที่อยากให้อาหารแสดงให้ถึงลักษณะทุยคุณจัดอยู่ในประเภทคนที่จะเลือกเพื่อนมาเป็นคนรักเป็นเพื่อนเล่น ได้นี่เป็นสัญลักษณ์ของการชอบแกล้งหรือหยอกล้อ จึงปรารถนาคนรักที่มีความสัมพันธ์แบบเพื่อน ซึ่งสนุกสนานไปด้วยกันเรื่อยๆ
Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye. Do you understand?
จะไปเปิดตัวแล้วยังไงนะ
ตอนนี้ก็คือแบบว่าคนทั้งโลกก็รู้แล้วว่าเราคบกันแล้วทั้งโลกก็เวอร์ไวด์อันดับ 1เขาบอกกูบีมนะกูได้ฝากกันนะกูบีมคบกันนะผมกูบีมคบกัน
It's not fair.
ดังพูนได้ดังพูนขึ้นอยู่ดังปอนดังปอนดังปอน
What's that?
Oh my gosh.
ช่วงเวลาเที่ยงคืนกว่าๆถึงมาตี 2 ตี 3นี่คือช่องว่างเล่นกีตาร์ร้องเพลงนี่ผมจะบอกให้เขาเคยแบบว่าแต่งเพลงแล้วแบบว่าเล่นให้ผมฟัง
These sounds are chaotic. Pure chaos. The jump.
Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side eye. Do you understand?
Baby debut day. Oh my gosh. That was so chaotic. Oh gosh. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. And I'll throw the link here into the Twitch chat for everybody watching live. Check out their channel as well. They might have other compilations that you might enjoy. As always. Let's go ahead and bring up some information. I actually have an interview here with PondPhuwin. Go ahead and bring that up. Courtesy of Tumblr.com. It is an interview with a magazine, I think. First appearance in Spur, I guess is the name of the publication. Introduce yourselves. This was a interview with Fourth Gemini 4th. Pond says, I'm 23 years old, but will turn 24 soon on February 1st. Just a little shameless birthday plug. I'm from Bangkok, and my hobby is dancing. Whispers sadistic. Phuwin says, my name is Phuwin. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Bangkok. I like playing musical instruments, apparently at midnight to 3 a.m., learning about IT and video games. Geminis are cheerful, blah, blah, blah. Putting aside the character association game. Next up is Pond, who is an Aquarius. Pond says, I am actually a Capricorn according to Thai astrology. Thai people will generally, use the sidereal astrological system. Never heard of that before in my life. I think I got that right. Fourth said, I think he's more of a Capricorn personality-wise. PondPhuwin says, really? Fourth says, no, I'm just kidding. Aquariuses are usually free spirits who are not bound by stereotypes or the status quo and like to be by themselves. Everyone nods. PondPhuwin says, that's exactly right. Last up is PondPhuwin. He is a Cancer. They seem reserved and cool, but once you get to know them, they are friendly. They're very compassionate, have lots of empathy. Pond says, yes, absolutely correct. According to Thai astrology, Pond is a Capricorn, PondPhuwin is a Gemini, Fourth is a Libra, either way, and Gemini is actually a Taurus. Last year, you were appointed brand ambassadors for Tommy Hilfiger. What are the most fun and exciting aspects of working in the fashion industry as opposed to the acting industry? Pond says, my favorite thing about working in fashion is that it's like a new challenge, but it's also nerve-wracking because it's so different from acting, which I'm already used to. PondPhuwin says fashion events are very interesting because I get to meet people from various industries who I wouldn't typically meet, like different influencers and artists. Pond says, what's more, I got to meet my favorite celebrity. Everyone exclaims, Stray Kids! First song of his band Jasper was Sadistic. Oh, okay. Google says Thai astrology is influenced by Chinese zodiac and it replaces some animals. Interesting. Is there any kind of fashion or certain clothes that you particularly like? Pond says, I like cool clothes. As opposed to warm clothes. But usually wear something comfortable and casual. Tommy Hilfiger fits to a wide range of tastes, from cooler designs like my outfit today to items that can be worn more casually. I enjoy wearing all kinds of fashion depending on my mood. PondPhuwin says, I always try different styles. I don't like to limit myself to any single one. When I buy clothes, I try to choose something versatile that can be worn both on a day-to-day basis and at events. PondPhuwin, what's the best thing about Gemini 4th? PondPhuwin says, I actually don't like them. Kidding. Just looking at the two of them, it immediately becomes obvious just how well they get along. They bring out each other's real personalities and emotions. They're always so authentic when they are together, whether they're acting or performing. I think it's because two of them are really bring out each other's true selves. Pond said, ditto. What he said. And then Fourth said, hey, you have to add something else. Pond said, when they are together, they are both shine even brighter than when they're apart. They have this mysterious charm that makes it almost impossible not to fall in love with them. So then, of course, Gemini 4th were asked, what's the best thing about PondPhuwin? Fourth said, nothing. Fourth said, both of them are really cool by global standards, both in appearance and personality. Fourth said, their coolness is truly a gift from heaven. Pond said, well said, good boy. Gemini said, even just standing here, they are already attractive. PondPhuwin said, yeah, that's right. You're correct about that. Fourth said, but if we're being serious, this is all a result of continuous effort. They work hard to get in shape, push each other to be better. When one of them accomplishes something, the other praises them. When one of them makes a mistake, the other scolds them. I think the charm of them, PondPhuwin, is that they always speak openly and honestly with each other. Gemini said they're both amazing actors, can play musical instruments, great performers, fluent in foreign languages, and they even have six-packs. PondPhuwin, what were your first impressions of each other? Pond said, I first met Phuwin 5 years ago. Got the impression that he was a nice, smart-looking guy. He was wearing a university uniform, but looked like a high school student. I wondered how young he was, and later found out that he skipped grades and got into university at age 17. I was definitely right about him being smart. Phuwin said, to be honest, there was no first impression. Our first meeting was in a conference room at an agency. Well, that's not great. There was a lot of actors there, so my attention was elsewhere. Oh, boy. Even after a decision was made and I knew we were going to be co-stars, I was so young and inexperienced that I wasn't sure how to interact with him. He was older than me. We weren't friends yet. It took me a long time to get to know his true self. What is something the two of you have been excited about as of late? Pond said, we often talk about work and each other's career goals. I mean, yeah, that is definitely, it's nice. You know, I've said this before regarding pairings. It's super nice to be able to have somebody there that is in what you're into, like your industry or whatever, so you have direct insight and can talk about it openly. You know, that's just kind of a positive involved with that. Recently, we've been both had more opportunities related to music. Phuwin has a talent for composing, so I asked for his advice a lot when we were producing Sadistic. Phuwin said, since both of us release songs, we have become more passionate about music, talk about each other's songs, asking one another how we can improve them to make them better. If you had a day off in Japan, where would you go and what would you do? Pond said, I want to go to Akihabara. I have no idea if that's said correctly. And just spend a whole day having fun, looking at figurines, playing games, eating delicious food. No matter how many times I come there, I am never bored. It's my favorite place. The figurine I want the most right now is Gojo Satoru from Jujutsu Kaisen. Popular shopping hub in Tokyo. Okay, for people who love anime, manga, and video games. That sounds interesting. I'm not even, that into anime and manga, but that sounds super fun. I love those really like niche kind of events or areas, shopping plazas, whatever. Phuwin, I want to go to Maxell Aqua Park, Shinagawa. I found out about it a few years ago, and I've been wanting to visit ever since, but never got a chance to. My partner, Pond, doesn't seem interested in aquariums, so I don't think he'll come with me, laughs. Aquariums are awesome. I love them. People say fame is isolating since only you know the experience, but parents can really get the madness. Yeah, exactly. I'm assuming that's why actors or music talent or whatever typically tend to date or marry within the industry. That way you have that kind of connection, because it could be very isolating. I totally agree with that. Isolating, lonely in a way, just kind of confusing, I would assume. Having fame certainly would be an odd experience, because you can't go anywhere, do anything without people knowing who you are. Like, when you cross that threshold of being anonymous and then having people like walk up to you, I'm assuming that's very odd, because most people, 99.9% of people, do not have that experience. We go out, we do our things, people look at us, we look at them, and that's about it. That's like the baseline for most of us. So having that extra layer of maybe you need security. Maybe you need to be careful about where you go, what time you go, etc. Maybe things can become dangerous when you go out. Like, it's an extra layer that not a lot of people can relate to. So it makes sense that, if you're in the same industry as somebody and you're, going through the same experiences, like, that would be very nice to have somebody to confide in and ask advice from, and someone who understands exactly what you're going through. What is your beauty routine? Pond said, I go to the gym almost every day to get in shape, mainly focus on cardio, but occasionally do strength training with a personal trainer as well. Also try to avoid sweets. Oh, gosh. Oh, that's difficult. And strong flavored foods as much as possible. Oh, gosh. Bland, unsweet food. Oh, I can't imagine. Started last year and I've successfully lost 6 kilograms in 6 months. I was already in regular shape in the first place, so it was very hard to lose weight. I am proud of myself for not giving up and working on my body. PondPhuwin said, I did a lot of weight training. I go to the gym at least 4 or 5... Get out of here, Tumblr. Come on now. 4 or 5 times a week. They're desperate. They are desperate. And do strength training when I'm abroad. I go to the hotel gym as much as possible. Usually try not to eat sweet or oily foods. But when I come to Japan, I lift the ban. Well, that makes sense. And it rhymes. I gave up on the rule without hesitation, saying there is so much delicious food here, it can't be helped. Right. That's how they have those 6-packs, I guess. Right. Yeah, very true. That's the one thing I've heard about is the best way to keep it is to just do an ungodly amount of crunches. Just a crazy amount. I can't remember who said it. It was somebody famous, but they were just like, I have no desire to do 1,000 crunches a day. I think they were asked like, why don't you have a 6-pack, or how long did it take you to get one? And they were just like, I just have no desire to keep up with that. Interview with PondPhuwin on Soonvajarn YouTube channel where GMMTV director Piof and his friends react to their series. Currently, they're reacting to P. JoJo's series Never Let Me Go. They invited Pond and Phuwin as guests during their viewing of episode 6. After the episode, they talked to Pond and Phuwin about the process, getting into their characters and how they've grown since filming their first series, Fish Upon the Sky.
Do it! Just
What have you guys learned from your characters? Pond said in the last 5 episodes, Palm had to bear something, but in the first episode, when he was at sea, a fisherman, he was like this, the way he was in episode 6. When his father ordered him to come to Bangkok, he became a calm, silent man. While performing, I felt uncomfortable feelings I've never had before in real life. This character will be with me for a while. I returned home and became a person who rarely smiled, but lately I've been able to manage my feelings. Phuwin, for me, it affects a lot. My whole life, my mental system, and my emotions too. My previous characters didn't have an effect like this. But with this character, I saw clearly that I became more sensitive. Appreciate the follow. Thank you. Yeah, the Shia LaBeouf just kind of comes out of nowhere, doesn't it? Previous characters didn't have an effect like this, but with this character, I saw clearly that I became more sensitive. Okay, so one of them went one way, the other one went the other. After a month in this role, I suddenly cried while watching a movie. Even though I'd never done that before, it has a lot of impact because my personality has changed. I become more sensitive. So one became more cold, one became more sensitive. What was it like growing up? Pond said it's peace of mind. The series are about 1.5 years apart. Coming back to the series together, we hardly had to tune in. Workshops are not required. JoJo objects. We have workshops, but they're required because the character is difficult. Just have to tune into the character at first, but once it's done, it's smooth. Romantic scenes we played together. Joe appreciated that they were good. Drama scenes can be difficult, but when the characters are at sea, everything flows like the ocean. How have you seen each other change the most? Phuwin says his willingness to work and concentrate on work. He's usually very determined. He will always crash into his goal. But for this series, he concentrated a lot on it and was very calm. For example, if it was in the past, the scene filmed with Joe, a deleted cameo scene, there's no way he could film it, but now he was able to keep himself still and focused. Pond said he grew up a lot and saw many changes in various fields. For this series, he was very determined to, because he didn't just do this series. He has movies and studies and exams. I never heard the word tired from his mouth. I asked him if he was tired, and he replied that it was something he had to take responsibility for and do. So it sounds like both of them got quite a bit of drive instilled in them. Their manager wants to add a few words. PondPhuwin were the first BL acting couple that I took care of. I wanted to take care of them. I really like the fact they put in a lot of effort into their work. They support each other. I think it's important for BL actor couples to help each other. I work with them on events, series, concerts. Very heavy work schedule. I told them if it were me, I'd cry. It wouldn't work. But we talked about putting together a schedule like this from the beginning. Never complained. Really like their determination. Makes me love them. Proud to take care of you guys. Pond's message after the birthday event. I don't know how to put my feelings into words. I'm so touched. I was so happy to meet everyone today. I am where I am now because of the people who have been by my side, who have supported me throughout the 4 years that I've been in the entertainment industry. Thank you, PondPhuwin, my partner, for being by my side and supporting me in everything. So many people love me now thanks to you. I want to ask those who love me to love my friends from Project Jasper as well. Promise that my goals and my dreams won't let you down. Most importantly, don't forget to take care of your health and love yourself. Get home safely. If anyone is tired or discouraged right now, I hope you get through it easily. I will be here to cheer you on. I will make sure everything I work on is good for you guys. Stay tuned. That's a great message. That is a great message. Damn, that was really sweet. Jung's 2 a.m. mood, exposing his bestie, apparently. Oh, gosh. Let me share something. Phu has been coming in to watch Pang Pond at dance practice every time. And Pond looks at me like gif of a man raising his eyebrow and smirking. Me, tired emoji. Oh, my gosh. Jung. Good grief. Obviously, this is the birthday event. What a great cake. Look at that. Wow. That is intricate. I like the fact that it has the little, like, individual cakes, you know? That's very cool. It's like it's pre-made slices. Jung spills all the secrets. You're right. You know what's funny? This looks like the karaoke mic that I have. That is such a neat idea. I like the fact that this is a cake up here, obviously, but you just have to pull one of these out and you can just have like a little bit of cake. That's awesome. Why am I so impressed by this? Is that Winnie the Pooh right there? I think it is. I'm just enamored by this. Huh. I want cake now, right? It's clever. It's so clever. Like, one of the worst things about cake, such a weird take. One of the worst things about cake is having to slice it. Because, you know, sometimes the slices, you want like a certain size, but it's not like the correct size. It'll like throw off the cake like completely for the next time you go to get a slice. You'll be stuck with like a little wedge or something like that. Like, it has to be cut perfectly, but you know, it's one of those things. Maybe you don't want that big of a piece, so it's kind of nice that it's all split up for you just to enjoy. What an odd take I just had, but it's real. It's real. I hate being stuck with one of those little like rectangles of cake, and then you're just like, well, what do I do with this? Watch PondPhuwin talk about music together for Valentine's Day. All right, let's start this over. Let's unmute it. Which song makes you think of the other person whenever you listen to it?
เพลงไหน
Hot take
ที่
from
ฟัง
Todd,
แล้ว
indeed.
นึกถึงอีกคนตลอด
Green tea in the morning อ่ะที่มันจะเป็น Green tea in the morning ใช่ใช่
Green tea and honey เนี่ยแหละ
ผมแค่รู้สึกว่าแบบเพลงมันดูมีความเป็นแบบเป็นดนตรีที่มันผมนึกถึงคุณเพราะว่าคุณเป็นสายเล่นกีตาร์เป็นสายร้องเพลงที่มันจะมีความแบบอินดี้หน่อยๆแต่มันผมนึกถึงคุณเพลงนี้
สำหรับคุณนะครับผมให้เพลงเดียวเลยที่หนึ่งในใจ จนมาเห็นกับตาจนพระใจมันเจ็บมันคือคุณ
เพลงชื่อบักสมองน้อยครับ
คือตำนานของเพลงนี้คือเริ่มจากว่าเขาลง IG ผิดนะครับแล้วเขาใส่เพลงนี้เข้าไปนะครับผมแล้วหลังจากนั้นเนี่ยเพลงนี้ก็คือไวรัลของปอนนะครับผมมันคือเพลงประจำตัวเขานะครับแน่นอนครับ
จำได้ไหมเพลงแรกที่เราร้องได้เป็นเพลงอะไร
มี2คำตอบถ้าเพลงแรกที่ร้องด้วยกันจริงๆอ่ะคือออกอีเวนต์แล้วร้องด้วยกันนั่นคือเพลงข้างๆแต่ถ้าเพลงแรกที่ร้องด้วยกันอ่ะที่เป็นผลงานอ่ะ
ลอยฤดูหนาวโถเอ้ยเป็นซิงเกิลของเรา2 คนใช่
เพลงไหนที่แชร์ให้กันฟังล่าสุดถ้าเพลงที่แชร์ให้ล่าสุดของคุณนี่ผมแชร์ให้มี2เพลงเพราะคุณมาปรึกษาผมเรื่อง Jasper เรื่องเดโม Jasper ผมเลยส่งไป2เพลงคือ How You Like That ของ Blackpink แล้วก็ Big Dogs ของหนุมานคาย
ส่วนของผมเนี่ยคือด้วยความที่ผมมาปรึกษาผมก็ยอมรับสารภาพว่าผมมาส่งเพลงวันเกิดเธอไปตอนที่ MV เพิ่งปล่อยเพราะว่าคือตอนนั้นผมมีโอกาสได้ฟังเพลงแต่ว่าคือผมยังไม่ได้ดู MV ไงพอดู MV ก็รู้สึกว่ามันมูดมันดีจริงๆนี่จริงๆนี่
ครับผมวันเกิดเธอนะครับผมฝากไปฟังกันด้วยนะครับใน Spotify นะครับผมเขียนหรือเสิร์ชภูวินก็ได้นะครับ
ผมอยากมอบเพลงไหนให้ภูวินงานเต้นรำในคืนของพี่ของค็อกเทล
งานเต้นรำในคืนพระจันทร์เต็มดวงมั้ย
ใช่ผมชอบเพลงนั้นมากผมเคยคิดว่าถ้าเกิดเรา2 คนมีโอกาสได้แบบมีแฟนมีตคู่กันเนี่ยผมอยากร้องเพลงนั้นกับคุณแน่ผมว่ามันแบบมันดูอลังการในภาพอะไรอย่างเงี้ย
สำหรับคุณนะครับผมก็ถ้าจะมอบให้1เพลงนะครับก็จะเป็นคาหมูของ Tattoo Color นะครับเพราะว่าวิ่งงานครับยังไม่กินข้าวเลยเนี่ยกูหิวเสร็จแล้วไม่กินข้าวอยากกินข้าวเสร็จแล้วเนี่ยจะมีข้าวก็เลยนึกถึงขาหมูเพราะอยากกินข้าวขาหมูตอนนี้
Amen
เพลงไหนที่ฟัง
kind of hungry right now
คนตลอด
Green tea in the morning ที่มันจะเป็น Green tea in the morning ใช่
Oh my gosh. Joylada gang with their fur babies. Oh my gosh. Is that a Samoyed? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Adorable. World's most expensive dog, actually. They average, apparently in the U.S., they average around, I think it's like $17,000 US, which is crazy. It's almost 20 grand. Whoa. Dunk's show dogs. Yeah, they're, it's a cute puppy. Very cute puppy. It's hilarious that they're dressed up like that. Is that Chihuahua? No, Pomeranian? Chihuahua. I'm not the greatest with dog breeds. I think I'm close, somewhere in there. Oh, first cat. Jung had a few dogs. That looks like a golden. Adorable. So cute. Oh God. Oh God. Recently, puppies, he wasn't meant to be getting attached to. Yeah, they get you. They get you. Right in the feels. Dunk looks as if he's ready for an Antarctic exploration with his babies. Imagine being this fluffy in a country where the weather regularly reaches 40 degrees Celsius. True. Be panting a lot. I believe they live in a very tiled room with air conditioning all the time. Yeah, you would definitely need an air conditioner. Oh my gosh. I cannot function without air conditioning. Golden is called Parker, I think. Nice. And then your owner puts them in suits, right? Currently panting. It's really true when they say pets resemble their owners. I think Phuwin's cat probably owns him because cats don't have owners, they have employees. Very funny. POV when your boyfriend knows you're allergic to pollen and asks if you're okay with holding that. Phuwin still wants to help hold a bouquet of flowers for Pond even though he knows he's allergic to pollen. Very interesting. That is smart. That is quite good to be empathetic and put yourself in other people's shoes. It's the little things, right? It's the little things. It is definitely the little things that go a long way. Freddie agrees there. Oh my gosh. That was lovely. Lovely way to end. Alrighty. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Good, eclectic group of videos, as always. I try to, make sure there's some variety, a little bit for everyone. High School Frenemy, Angel, Heartbreak High, Formula 1, PondPhuwin. I mean, it's definitely eclectic. I've seen a couple comments on YouTube just pointing out the fact that, wow, these combinations. So it's nice to be able to bring that to you. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Follow the Twitch channel if you'd like to watch live. We've had a few followers join this stream, which is awesome. Appreciate it. And yeah, check out the merch. Available now, winter collection for a limited time. And what am I missing? Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Join the community. Over 200 members so far. I think it's 214 currently. Amazing. Amazing. Join the conversation. It's totally free. It's awesome. You get to meet people that enjoy the same things you do. It's very good. It's very good. I know you'll enjoy it. It does have a little bit of a learning curve, the app. It just is what it is. But I'm sure you'll figure it out. This was a makeup stream for the week that I had COVID. So happy to do this. Currently doing it on a weekend indeed. But this will be posted. You'll be watching this on Wednesday on YouTube. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. And I will see you all on Friday for another wonderful edition of the Todd Reacts streams, videos, episodes. What even is this? I don't know what to call it. It is what it is, I guess. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Shout out to the mods, of course. Jace, of course. Luke, Rocco Kitty. And everybody that joined. Whether you joined for 2 seconds or you joined for the whole thing, I appreciate it. and I will see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.